Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this show. Uh, I'm Tyler,
I'm Aaron.
and this is the sweet 16th episode of the Poopin' Off podcast. It's been 3 months, I think. Yeah. So, how's life?
Um, I mean, 3 months is a lot of time, so
Yeah.
interesting. But I'm pretty sure you're the one who has the amazing life updates, so I guess we can start off with that.
Well, yeah. I want to mention for anybody, for all two people who watch this, we were gone for 3 months for various reasons. Well, first off, I'd like to mention we did do. I think it was like the first 13 episodes or something like that. Like like constantly.
Yeah,
Like
13 weeks in a row,
yeah,
basically.
which is pretty good for for us, I guess. So there is that. But if you guys remember, a couple months ago, I went away for a vacation, so we had to take a little bit of a break, and I feel like that's where things started to fall off a little bit because we had that consistency, and then we had to stop for 2 weeks, and then we came back. But then you started a new job, which had crazy schedule, right?
Yeah, basically. And I was gone. I had to be gone for a couple days too at some point, so we weren't able to do it that day. And yeah, it was something.
Yeah, and then various other things. We both kind of, I guess, feel like we both maybe lost a little bit of interest in doing it. And also there was that one instance a couple weeks ago where we actually did try to do one, but you sent an email that never went through, so that was kind
Yeah,
of funny.
basically, the story with that was I had told Tyler, okay, let's do a podcast this week. Let's get back into it, and he was like, all right, sure. So he had sent me an email like we do usually every day when we do a podcast, and he was like, oh yeah, let's I'm ready to call. Are you ready? I'm like, and usually it takes me a bit longer to set up because I don't have the most advanced computer in the world, so it does take a bit longer. So yeah, I was setting it up and I finished it and I was like, are you ready? I'm ready to do this podcast. And I sent him the email. Well, I never heard anything back that whole rest of the day, and I didn't hear anything from him for about another 3 weeks. And I was like, that's weird. Like he never usually is like that. And he was still uploading videos, and I was like, hmm. So I try to figure out what happened, like if he actually did receive the email, and I go back and it just didn't. It got sent to the drafts. I don't know why. So it never sent to him. So on his end, it looked like I was just like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna be ready in like 5 minutes, and I just was never ready. Um, so yeah, that was a big mishap.
Yeah,
Uh,
because I was just like sitting there like that day we planned it that time, and I was like, all right, I have everything ready. I emailed you. I'm like, you ready to go? And you're like, yeah, give me a few minutes to get ready. And then I waited for like I don't know how long, and I was like, what happened? Are you good to go? And yeah, you replied, but it just never went through. I never got it. So I was like, oh, okay. I don't know what happened there, but we tried at least. So we didn't totally abandon this thing. You know what I mean? We just needed a bit of a break, I guess. Life changes and
oh yeah,
whatnot. So yeah. But you brought this up. You're like, when I did that live stream the other day, like, hey, we should do this again, like legit, because your schedule's a little more streamlined, I guess. So
yeah, it's more balanced now.
yeah,
So
so I believe we used to, yeah, we did do this on Mondays all the time. So maybe we might be good with Mondays. Are you off on Mondays?
I think the next time I'm off would be. I'm not sure. I have to check. It's like it's one of those types of schedules where it gets updated weekly. Like
Uh,
it's never. But usually consistently, I've been having Mondays or something. So
uh,
hopefully, it's like a continuing thing. And yeah,
yeah,
if
okay.
not, we'll try continuing this as much as we can and the days we can. Because yeah, I mean, you have busy things going on. I mean, I've heard some details of what you have going on, but I've never heard like what's going on. I
Yeah,
mean, you mentioned it in your live stream that you have like new stuff. So
yeah.
uh,
So when we finally resurfaced for each other, we're like, we still exist to each other. Like, oh, okay, so we actually can talk again after emails didn't go through. I'm like, oh yeah, by the way, I had all this stuff happen in the past like 2 months, like crazy stuff. So briefly, I'll just say I finished my bachelor's degree. I applied for a whole bunch of jobs. I almost got hired by one. Like I did the full thing. I dressed up nice, did a full interview, drove all the way over. It was far away. It was nice pay, everything. They didn't seem like a good company. I did a little background research on them afterwards, and I was like, you know what? Nah, it's okay. Um, but I actually did land a really good job. I can't really say what it is because it pertains to like the area I live in, like the name of the place. Like I can't really say too much about it, but it is a
Mm,
government job. Like it's legit, and it pays
mm,
really well. The only thing is it's a long process. Like they have to do a background check. I had to go do a freaking lie detector test. You know what I mean? Like I had to do all kinds of stuff. So
mm.
it's like it takes months to get the job. So they're in the background check process right now. I mean, they're not gonna. There's nothing on me, so I mean, I don't know why it's taking so long. They're not gonna find anything. I mean,
Oh, besides the fact that you like the first Suicide Squad movie, that might
yeah,
be a
that's the
reason.
only thing that they might they might not hire me for. But no, yeah, I mean, it's a long process. I don't really know when I'm gonna start, but when I do, it's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna be, I won't have as much free time for sure because the schedule's gonna be hectic. But it's a legit good job, so I'm excited. Um, but yeah, I did quit my job I've had for 9 years. It was July 24th was the day I quit. And I guess I'll just finally reveal it. I mean, I've talked about it in the past,
You've talked about it in live streams.
Yeah, I've talked about it before, but I regret, talking about it back then because I was a little younger and I was stupid. But, um, I mean, if anybody works in fast food, don't be ashamed of it. It's just me personally. I just don't like talking about it publicly on YouTube in front of 12,000 people or whatever. But yeah, I worked at Burger King for 9 years. When I was 16 years old, I started there. And I was just there for a long time. I mean, I went through the rest of high school, all of college, a little bit after that. And yeah, I finally left because I finished my bachelor's. So I just stayed there because I was good at the job. It was close to home. I was the best worker there. I'm not trying to like brag or anything, but I was literally the best worker there. Like everybody will tell you that, including the managers. Um, I never did become a manager because that just seems like hell to me. Um, but yeah, it was I didn't hate the job. It's just I was like so done with being there. I was like, man, I've been here so long. I didn't want to switch because I was just so good at it. You know what I mean? So like I could have easily did something else, but like let me just ride it out until I finish college. And yeah, so I did. Um, but yeah, that was a long journey. I mean, we can talk about fast food stores and stuff. That would be fun. But yeah, man, I'm just glad to finally get that off my chest. Like, I just when people would ask me, "Hey, where do you work?" Yeah, I work at Burger King. Been there 9 years. I don't know. It just seems like finally I'm growing up. You know what I mean? Like I'm finally, like I said, no shame to anybody who works there, even if you're like 40 years old. No shame. It's just me personally. I couldn't do it. But yeah, 25 years old and still there, to me, that's just like, man, I hate telling people that I work there. But, I also say, hey, to some people, I say, hey, I do YouTube also. I don't tell everybody that, but yeah, I'm just glad to finally have that chapter in my life over. Um, but yeah, and then I went on, a couple trips. I went to Philadelphia for that Paris show, which was amazing. I went to Orlando with my three best friends. It was sort of impromptu. We finally got to go on a trip together. We've talked about that for years and years. Um, but yeah, we'll talk more about that in detail later. Yeah, but anything big in your life? Any other things like that for you?
I got a hamster.
You got a hamster. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
What's
yeah,
the
I
name?
got Springsteen.
Bruce Springsteen?
Not the Bruce part, just the Springsteen.
Okay, that's pretty funny. What color is the hamster?
He's like a light brown.
Oh, okay. I never asked you.
Yeah.
Have I asked you this? Do you have any pets besides the?
I used to have a dog,
Oh, okay.
uh, but now I have a Springsteen. Um, yeah, that's something. Uh, I don't know. I feel like I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's nothing like big happened specifically, but you just feel different, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like you just feel like, oh yeah, things are kind of different. I don't feel like I have that same mentality that I do a while ago. Um, if that makes any sense whatsoever. But yeah, I don't know. I just Oh, did someone drop something over there at your house?
That sounded like it was on your end.
Sound like it was on your end.
Oh, I didn't hear anything in here.
I didn't hear anything in here either.
I've got headphones on. Do you have headphones
I
on?
have headphones on too.
This is weird. It sounded like it came from you.
Yeah, it sounded like someone dropped forks at your house.
Yeah, I heard a loud noise. That was weird.
All right, guess we have a
A ghost.
forks. Yeah, we have fork ghosts
Oh,
on
dude,
our
talk about forks.
podcast.
Oh God, the forks.
Oh no, not
Oh,
forks.
jeez,
No.
the fork thing's getting out of hand. Um,
Yeah, it is. It is.
yeah, man. Even one of my subscribers, this kid, Michael W, 1999, I think his name is. He's doing a fork thing too. That kid's funny. Um,
Oh, that's epic.
yeah. So if anyone listening is like, "What is this fork nonsense?" That was my good friend Arian. He opened up the Thing steelbook with a fork. So I thought I'd be fun, smartass, and do the same thing with the Snyder Cut, which showed up super late. Um, and then I did the, you know what? It'd be cool if I had Shrek take the fork. Yeah. So that's a whole thing. Uh,
Yeah. If you don't know what we're talking about, Shrek's green flavor, look it up.
yeah, and there's other Shrek things. I have a playlist on my channel now called the
Do you
Shrekening
really?
Saga. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you noticed. It's called the Shrekening Saga.
I have not noticed. No.
So if you want to catch up on your Shrekening action and get ready for the
Does
sequel,
wait? Does that like include like everything, like all your past Shrek stuff?
The stuff involving the Shrek doll,
Okay.
yeah, that canon is that's the
Okay.
playlist. Yeah, uh,
Okay.
yeah. Speaking of the Shrek Strikes Back is the working title, I guess. I don't really, I have somewhat of an idea of what I want to do for it, but if anybody listening has any suggestions, even on the live stream, I was asking people like, if you have any cool ideas for the video, let me know because I'm kind of struggling to like piece it all together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um,
So far, someone suggested a Get Out
yeah,
parody of Shrek, and I was like, okay, so that means we're gonna have like racist Shrek.
yeah.
So that's where we're at, racist Shrek. So if anyone has any ideas, pass them on over to Tyler.
Yeah, I might go with the Get Out thing. That's pretty funny. But yeah, it's just kind of tricky because like it's just me, so like it's kind of hard to film it. Like I could get people to help me, but it's kind of weird. Like, hey, can you help me film this Shrek doll video? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um,
that's the other hard part. I was gonna kind of mention it when you were asking about, when you were talking about writing things like working titles.
yeah.
So when I was when I was writing Funko Block,
Mhm.
there was this kind of storyline I had, and it, I liked it a lot. And then it kind of like, I guess it kind of multiversed into like a different type of scenario, but kind of that same exact storyline. And I was like, hey, this kind of would be good as like a real life like movie,
Yeah.
like maybe it can be better than if I put it in Funko Street. And then I kind of changed a couple of things, and I've kind of written that into like an actual like script for real people to do. And the problem is that as much as I love it and I think it's really good, I have no one to film it with.
Yeah.
uh, so it sucks because it's like it requires a couple of people. And it's something that I thought was really kind of something I really worked hard on. Um, is it's personal, and I think it would I think it could be good if I did it right. Um, but I just thought I'd mention that because it spawned off of a storyline that I had in Funko Block, um, which I thought was funny. Um, but yeah,
Speaking of which, what's the progress on the show?
um, I had the full season planned out, and I didn't like how some things ended up turning out because I really like. I was writing it to where I was just setting up stuff for later seasons, but I feel like I should put all like the best stuff into what I'm making at the moment. Like I shouldn't be like, oh yeah,
Okay.
here's only like a couple of things, and then you have to watch later on seasons to like get that full good story. Which when you're writing a TV show, I call it a TV show, but I'm talking about in general.
Yeah.
Like obviously certain stuff happens later on where it builds off of previous moments. Or like it extends the storyline. But I feel like when people are making TV shows, they kind of have a story and they put all like they're all into that story. And if it happens, they come up with an idea later on to expand on it.
Mhm.
Then they do, which is kind of what I want to do. Like I don't want to just make people, have each episode feel like there could be more to it because I'm too busy trying to set up future stuff.
So you
Um,
want to write season one in its entirety before you start filming any of it, right?
Yeah, I do. I want to make it as best as I possibly could and make it really involved. Like I want it to be good.
Okay.
I don't want it to just be good. I want it to be like, I'm putting my all into this one season. And then when season two comes out, if I can, then I'll put all into that one. But for now, I just kind of just want to make this season like as good as it possibly could without thinking into the future. So because like yeah, I still do want it to end a certain way, which I already have in my mind.
Yeah.
I just want to, I don't want to be too busy trying to set up a universe or whatever instead of focusing on the characters or the writing or stuff like that. Um, that's kind of where I'm at right now with it. So yeah, I still don't know when it's coming out, but I still do want it to come out.
This year.
Um, uh,
If not, it's okay. Like it's no rush, you know. Whenever you want to do it is when you want to do it.
mhm, mhm. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I've been watching certain Funko Street episodes that I've really liked to kind of get inspiration.
Oh, cool.
Um, yeah, so uh, and like there's other stuff too. Like recently, I just released the Black Widow hunt video, which I saw you had commented on it,
That was fun.
and yeah, uh, and I thought it was only gonna get not too many views, but surprisingly, it's doing not too bad for my type of like it's
Mhm.
already at 152 views,
Okay.
which is better than like my last 6 or 7 videos. Um, but I mean, it is YouTube. We got obviously we start somewhere. You did with that amazing Goosebumps unboxing video. I think you only had a certain amount of subscribers and viewers at the time, but
Yeah.
yeah, now you're a famous YouTuber. You're at like 10K subscribers. So
Yeah, I mean, famous, I don't know. Famous at the bingo hall, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. No, I was actually gonna ask, like, how much of season one have you wrote? Because I'm trying to get an idea of like what percentage would you say?
bits and pieces of all episodes.
Okay. But like a majority of it, like at least
Yeah,
50%.
yeah, I'd say at least 50%.
Okay, cool. All right.
I'm
I'm
just
thinking.
reworking things.
Yeah, I'm thinking you'll probably finish writing it by the end of the year for sure, and then you'll take the pictures, which takes a while, and then edit, obviously.
Mhm.
But I'm just gonna go out on a limb and probably say January for my birthday. No, I'm kidding. February. I don't know. Early next year probably is when it'll all be out. I think season one.
Yeah,
Um.
probably.
Okay. Cool. Because I'm
I
excited.
mean, yeah, because I'm also filming other stuff too. Like, uh, I was originally going to film a Steelers video last week,
Hmm.
but uh, I don't know. I just kind of I had an idea for it, but I kind of wanted to wait until week 2 of their second game to kind of come up with something
Hmm.
because I figured something would happen, and it did end up happening. So I think it would make like at first it's going to be kind of like a week 1, week 2, and then after that pretty much every week. um but I have to film that. I was thinking some of it today, and then I kind of need someone else involved, which I hopefully they say okay.
Hmm.
And probably film that Wednesday, so hopefully by the weekend it'll be out.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I just got an email from Chick-fil-A when you just went there to grab your fork.
Um, oh, so by the way, everybody listening who knows this, I'm not a sports guy at all, but I just think it's cool that we have Tom Brady over here. I'm just gonna say that. I think it's cool. Florida got Tom Brady. Oh yeah. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm not a football guy, but no, I see your Steelbook Steelers videos, and they're pretty
Yeah,
funny. So
steal's the way to go, I guess.
yeah, Steel. Yeah. Um, yeah. So Chick-fil-A. By the way, I forgot to mention this earlier. So I'm basically, since I quit my job and I'm waiting to start this new one, I'm basically unemployed right now. So to kill time, I'm just basically working for Uber Eats. I didn't mention that. I think I might have emailed you when I was talking to you about stuff that happened. I might have mentioned
I
that.
don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think
So
so.
yeah, out of curiosity, because okay, so for instance, people are probably wondering, hey, well, why did you quit Burger King? Why didn't you just stay there until you start this new one? And honestly, I just couldn't take it. Like I was like, man, I got to get out of here. Because like when you surround yourself with people for that long, people who are okay with
Shit.
working there, you know what I mean, forever, which I'm not, you know what I mean. It's just like, man, I gotta go. You know what I mean? So literally on like the
Yeah.
9 year anniversary was my last day. Um, but yeah, I was like, you know what? I just gotta go, and let me just do something in between. I'll just do Uber Eats, and I gotta say, there's some nights where you make good money, and there's some nights where you make like nothing, dude. Like, and the mileage, it adds up. I honestly, I could never do Uber Eats full time. Um, but I mean, it's decent money, right now, to make. But I don't know how people do it full time, honestly. Like, yeah. Um, have you ever tried
So
any of that? Like, you ever considered
no,
doing delivery?
I no, I don't think I could. I feel like I just get annoyed
Yeah.
very easily, either at people or having to go to all these certain food places and they don't have it ready. I don't know. I feel like I won't have the patience for it. Plus, it's like I feel like it would add up the mileage, like you mentioned.
Yeah,
Um,
but you kind of like when you do it, you kind of like come up with your own strategies. So for instance, like Chick-fil-A, that's the reason why I'm thinking of Uber. Oh, I remembered Uber Eats. What I like to do is I'll park outside of a Chick-fil-A and just wait for orders to start showing up that are just Chick-fil-A because I'm right next to it. You know what I mean? Because like when you're driving on
mhm.
the road, whatever restaurant you're nearby, you'll get an order for. So for instance, Chick-fil-A, they're always busy. They're always, getting orders. So I'm like, hey, I might as well park next to them, and Chick-fil-A is a little bit more pricey. So, I guess not higher class people, but like, people with money are going to order from there
So
and
how
people.
does that? I was gonna ask you, how does that work? Do you get like a cut out of like the food that they buy, or is it just like fees or something? Or
So,
I don't know.
yeah, the way it works is when you're driving around, you go online on the app or whatever, and there's a little map and you can drive around and whatnot. And you'll get an order pop up and it'll tell you how much money you're going to make for the order. Like it'll say it'll include a tip or it won't include a tip, but this is the number that you're going to get. And, people, they can, I think every order, I don't know if they have to tip or not, but they can tip you before and after if they choose to. Um, but people have their own methods. Like, okay, you don't want to accept any orders that aren't like $2 a mile. You know what I mean? Like, it'll tell you how many miles it's going to take, how long it's going to take, and how much money you're going to make. So
Hmm.
people are like, okay, if it's a 5 mile drive, it needs to be at least $10. You know what I mean? If it's not $10, then don't accept the order because it's too low. And there's a lot of
Hmm.
orders that come in that are very low, which is, very sad because people kind of need to live off of it that do it full time. Like I said, I don't know how they do it, but yeah, there's nights where I've made like $100 in like 4 hours. You know what I mean? Like I've made good money on it. But there's other nights, man, I've made like $30 in 4 hours. Um, yeah, man, it's pretty weird. But it's okay. Like for the most part, it's easy. But there's other times where the people are stupid and they tell you to go to the wrong place, or the map doesn't work. Like it'll take you to the restaurant, but it's the wrong address. It's interesting.
What's like the worst experience you've had with it so far?
I had this one guy. So, okay, there's a lot of people who order from Uber Eats that live in like apartment complexes. People that live in
Mhm.
houses, those are so easy. You just go to the house and leave the thing and just go away. That's it. It's so easy. But there's a lot of people that live in like apartment complexes, and like some people want you to go to like their hotel room on like the 10th floor, you know what I mean, and go bring it to them. Um,
Mhm.
so there's this one dude who ordered something. He was in an apartment complex. So when you order on the thing, you put the address and the apartment number and whatnot, and there's also like a little pin on a map, and you put your building, with the pin. So the guy, he put the pin on the wrong building. So his apartment number was like 311 or something like that. So he puts it on the wrong building. So I go to the place, the map tells me it's this building. The building, he didn't leave a building number or anything. He just put apartment number. So I go to the place and I go to the building that the pin is on and I leave it at 311. I take a picture of the food and send it. Every time you deliver something, you can take a picture of it. So, it's an extra confirmation. So I took a picture of the thing, I sent it to him, and it was delivered, and that was it. So I go away. Then my phone starts ringing. I get a Miami phone number calling me, and I don't live in Miami. Then I was like, "Ooh, who's calling? Who is this?" And the dude leaves a voicemail, um, saying, "Where's my food? I don't see my food anywhere. Where is it?" And I try calling him back, and it says this number does not accept calls. So I'm like getting frustrated. I'm like, wait a minute, I can't even talk to this guy. Okay, whatever. So I have to drive all the way back to the place because I started, going somewhere else. Um, so I turn the car around, I drive all the way back to the place. I go up to the third floor of that building, grab the food. I walk around the entire apartment complex. It's like 90 degrees outside because it's Florida, and I'm like sweating my ass off. And I eventually find the guy's building, and I'm like, dude, you marked it wrong on the map. You gotta make sure you put it on the. I don't want to be rude, obviously. I want him to tip me.
Yeah.
But I'm like, yeah, you put it on the wrong thing. The map told me to go this way, and he's like, oh, okay, sorry, dude. He was a moron. He sounded like a
Hmm.
moron on the voicemail, and he looked like a moron. Um, yeah, dude. There's a lot of idiots. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Usually from the time, well, if I visit someone and they're living in an apartment, they're like, hey, let's just like Postmates you read something. Usually, what we'll do is, which I think most people should do, is they have them meet at the front entrance.
Yeah,
Like just like say, hey, like you can comment stuff too on there, right? Like
Yeah,
give
yeah.
them specific instructions. Usually, what we'll do is we'll be like, hey, can you just meet us in the very front entrance where you pull in? And it just feel like that's so much easier for both of us. So yeah, if you're listening, I would suggest that because it's so much easier
That's what
for
I would do.
everybody.
Yeah, that's what I would do if
Yeah.
I did. Yeah. I don't know. People are just weird, but for the most part, like I said, there's been a lot of simple everything. I would say like about 80% of it is easy, just simple, no problems whatsoever. But there's other times where the restaurant doesn't have the food ready. They're like, "Oh, we don't have this on the menu anymore. You're gonna have to cancel the order." You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, thanks. I just wasted my gas driving here.
Mhm.
Yeah, stuff like that sometimes.
Yeah. Um, you haven't experienced one of those crazy tippers, like the person who just gives you like basically
Oh,
what they paid?
dude. So okay, what's funny about this job is like you either end up in the worst areas or you end up in like the nicest gated community, like mansion areas you've ever seen. Like it's so bizarre sometimes. Um, so like this one dude ordered from Tijuana Flats. I don't know if do you guys have that in California?
I don't think so.
Oh, it's like okay, so it's like a Mexican restaurant. They're great. They're amazing, and they have a lot of them here in Florida. I don't know where else they are, but some dude ordered from Tijuana Flats this giant order. Like when I'm talking giant, I mean like bags and bags and bags of stuff. Like it had to be like over $100. It was ridiculous. So I think there was like at least 12 bags full of different things, and I had to put them all in my car. Thankfully, I drive an SUV, so it worked out. But I drove to this nice neighborhood, and I had no clue it was gated. So I go inside. It's mansions, like some of the nicest mansions I've ever seen. This dude had like I don't know if he was holding a party or what, but there was like Hummers and Lamborghinis and all kinds of stuff parked out front, and he had this giant like fountain. Dude, it was ridiculous. Um, so I drop all the stuff off, and I'm like, man, I would love to deliver for this guy all the time because he's probably gonna tip me well. So I go home, dude. He tipped me $50.
Sheesh.
Dude, it was crazy. He didn't live that far. It wasn't too big of a drive. It was kind of near where I live too, so that was convenient. Also,
Mhm.
Tijuana Flats was nice. While I was waiting for the huge order, like, would you like some free chips? I'm like, okay, sure. Um, but yeah, dude, the guy tipped me $50, and I was like, damn, okay, that was awesome. Yeah, I would do that any day. For that guy. But yeah, sometimes there's bad areas, and I try to avoid them. But yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I've had some crazy encounters with customers at times because I work at a grocery store, and I'm like the
Oh.
person, yeah, and I'm like the person who cuts up the meat and hands it to people. Um, you know how sometimes you go to grocery stores and they have like a specific section for meat.
Uh-huh.
Um, yeah, so I'm the one who kind of, well, I don't like cut, like, make the steaks and stuff. That's a entirely different job. But, I can cut up, if someone needs, like, ribs cut, I can do that. And I
Yeah.
serve people the meat and stuff that are in the thing. Um, but yeah, I do that. And I've run into some, man, I've seen the really good and I've seen the bad and I've seen the ugly. I'll tell you that. Um, uh, and even sometimes, dude, coworkers will be
Oh
ridiculous.
yeah.
Essentially, dude, we get it's so weird. We get rotating like people like pretty much every month. There's like a new crew there working with me. Like people are just constantly quitting and
Wow.
leaving. I don't blame them because it's it can be a little crazy sometimes.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, man, I've seen some really bad customers, dude. Uh, like there have been people who come in at 10 minutes before close and want pounds and pounds of meat, and I'm just like, uh I want to tell them no so bad. Like that's like my fantasy right now. Just to like someone order something really awful so late at night, and I'm just like no. Like that'd be the most satisfying thing ever. There have been people who've gotten mad sometimes, like because where I work, there's also a deli there.
Mhm.
Make sandwiches, stuff like that. And they'll be like, I don't work in that department. That's an entirely different department. But sometimes if someone goes to lunch, they're like, hey, make sure no one's over here trying to like steal something or whatever, or like causing a problem. And if someone wants something small, like we can like we can serve them, but we just can't do the big orders.
Right.
Like if someone just wants like a scoop of like macaroni and cheese, we can give that to them. Um, so if someone comes in and they're like, hey, I need like three big sandwiches. And I'm like, oh, I don't work in that department, unfortunately. And I say that exactly how I'm talking to you. Like, I'm
Yeah.
like, unfortunately, I don't work in that department. They're on the lunch right now, but they should be back in about like 15, 20 minutes if you want to wait or continue grocery shopping. And they're like, okay, but I want it now. And obviously, worker, I know they teach you how to do everything. I'm like, no, I've never. They don't teach us how to work in that
Oh my
department
god.
because we don't work over there. They're like, okay, whatever. You just don't want to serve me, don't you?
Oh
You're
my
just too
god.
busy being lazy. And I'm like, you can come like in 15 minutes. I don't know what to tell you, man. And then the next day, I come into work and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna have to give you like a referral or like a write up or whatever." And I'm like, "What happened? Like, why? What did I do?" And they're like, "Oh, so yesterday, X person came into the deli and they said that they tried asking you a question and you were just being rude and like helping them, and it's like a customer complaint and they went to corporate with it." And yeah, we're gonna have to give you a warning. I'm like, I didn't do anything. No, I'm like, yeah, but we don't know because we couldn't see, so we have to take the word of the customer.
Wow.
I'm like, oh, that's such BS. Like, I honestly feel like the customer is never right, and most of the time, even though that's like the motto.
I know.
Um, and like it's usually when we're leaving our shift, we have to, you know, go through a couple of our own aisles because we get a designated aisle to kind of fix up and put forward, make it look nice
Hmm.
after our shift. And like I don't understand why people will take out, let's say there's a row of like different types of chips, you know.
Hmm.
Let's say someone will grab a chip and they don't want it anymore, even though it's right there and they can easily put it back. They just throw it in a random spot, like super bad. Like, dude, it takes 3 seconds to put it back exactly where you grabbed it from, and it's right in front of you. Why are you just gonna throw it some random place? Like make a mess of something. Or like people like to grab stuff from the back because they think it's fresher. So they'll go and like throw all the stuff on the side just to grab the one in the back, but then not reorganize it and put it back.
Wow.
And it's extremely frustrating. Or if we get someone who doesn't speak, the a certain language or whatever,
Mm.
like I'm like, oh yeah, you could just point whatever, or I'll try my best to understand.
Yeah.
But then they'll get mad if I can't speak it. Like someone came in and like I think they were speaking what's is there a specific language for Indian? Like, what's their is it Hindu or something? I don't know.
Oh,
Um,
I don't know. I'm part Indian. I should know this, but I don't.
yeah, someone came speaking that, and they're like trying to like speak to me, and I'm like, I don't understand what you're saying, but you can point. And I was kind of like trying to like signal to point.
Mm.
And they were just so mad. They were cussing me out because I didn't like. It's like the only word they knew were cuss words, and they were using all of them
Of
at me.
course.
um, and because I didn't understand what they were saying, but it's like I I don't like I don't know what to tell you. Like I just don't know how to speak that language. Um, and they just got so mad, and man, it was a big old deal. And uh, there are people who have no patience. Like for example, our bathroom it requires a code to open because
Mhm.
you don't want because in the area there's like a lot of kind of suspicious people.
Yeah.
So people come in, there have been times where people, do drugs or stuff in the bathroom. Um, so it requires a code. There's like a number code to put in to open the door. And sometimes if people don't know it, they'll come up to us and ask us what the code is. Well, I'm serving some lady, and just real quick, it was a little kid came up to me and is like, "Hey, do you know the code for the restroom?" So like real quick, just a second, I just told him the code, and it literally was like a 5 second conversation.
Mhm.
And then the lady got so mad, she's like, "I'm your customer. Your focus should be on me right now." And I was
Dude.
like, I didn't even say anything, but it was we get people like that all the time.
Oh god.
Yeah, crazy people.
That's another thing. It's like customer service. It's hell. Like honestly, it is. Like
Yeah, like I don't mind sometimes. Sometimes you get really nice people. We can have a nice conversation with people. They're good people.
yeah.
But like but when you get that one bad person, it's really bad.
Yeah, it takes one person to ruin your day, pretty much. You can try to have it not ruin your day as best as you can, but deep down inside, oh, okay, they just ruined my day. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they just killed my mood. I was in a great mood the whole day, and now you know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
I hate people like that. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I don't know how you could have a single rude bone in your body, but some people, their full skeleton is just rudeness. I don't know. It's weird.
Especially the people who are like making your food or like serving you.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, sometimes you ever go somewhere and like you're nicer than the actual worker. You know what I
Oh
mean? The
yeah,
person serving.
yeah.
You're like, I'm doing a better job here than you are. Like, what's going on here? This is weird. I don't know.
Like after I started working at Dairy Queen a while ago, like
Yeah.
now I know like you should never talk bad because there have been times where people would act super rude and I'd see other coworkers doing shit to their food and I'm like, yeah, yeah, no, you should never.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
another thing I wanted to ask. Did you ever? Because honestly, I mean, I've seen a few things not intentionally, like trying to ruin somebody's food, but I've seen some gross things happen to people's food. But have you? You just said you've seen coworkers mess with people's food. What have you seen?
I seen someone they well like the least bad thing to do is they purposely put in like a bunch of wrong ingredients. Like for example, uh someone was like, "Oh yeah, I want it super plain," and then they started acting super rude. So then they purposely put like a bunch of mayonnaise and barbecue sauce in it.
Oh.
Yeah, and then they just gave it to him. Um, and even okay, I will admit there's one time where someone was like being super picky. Like they brought back the burger 3 times, even though it was perfectly right. And it's like, "No, I don't want you to do it." And then they've asked someone else to do it. So then eventually got to me. I was the only person left in the kitchen who they wanted left to do the burger. And they're being super rude, like, if you don't do it right, well, then I'm gonna have to come and do this and that, whatever. And
Yeah.
was just like being super snobby. So purposely, they're like, I want extra this. So I doused it in that sauce. Like, I drowned it in the sauce. And then eventually, they're like, they too saw it because they were looking, and then they complained about it, and I got a little bit in flack because they're like, "Would you eat this?" Whatever. It's like, well, they didn't want it the other way. The other 3 people made their burgers, so I thought I'd give them the extras. Maybe that's the problem.
Right.
Um. Oh. But yeah, I've seen people. They've like purposely dropped buns on the nasty floor and put it back on their burger
Oh
and give it.
no. Oh.
Yeah. I've seen people uh, put the like bunch of crazy stuff in the patties or burgers or whatever. Someone wanted fresh chicken, but they were being like kind of racist,
Mm,
so they purposely threw it in the fryer and then put it in their thing.
yeah.
So it's really unhealthy.
Mhm.
Um, just crazy stuff like that, you know.
Yeah, that always happens. The reheating, like somebody wants something fresh, we just reheat the old one. You know what I mean? Like that
hmm
always happens. But no, okay. So the nastiest thing you've seen is somebody pick the bread off the floor and then put it on the sandwich.
Yeah, yeah, I think
Okay.
so.
Okay, well, I've told this story to people I know personally. I don't tell everybody. I don't go around. I mean, I'm kind of doing it now, but I'll keep people anonymous. So, I used to work night shift for like the first few years I worked there. I strictly did
Yeah.
mornings, the past few years now. But when I first worked there, for the longest time, I was nighttime because of high school mainly. Um, so there's this guy. He's an older gentleman. He's been there like 20 something years, long time, and he closes the store. That's his deal. Like he closes the store almost every single night of the week. And he has his routine. Like I said, he's been there for years and years and years. So,
hmm
I can't honestly say if he does this still or not because I haven't worked a night shift there in a long time. But he was notorious for this. He would not wear gloves because the doors would be locked for the lobby, so no one could see inside the kitchen. So he said, "To hell with the gloves." He doesn't wear the gloves anymore for some reason. So he chose to take the gloves off. I don't know why. Feeling a sandwich with your bare hands feels kind of weird, but okay. Um, so he would take the gloves off because he's trying to clean up, do dishes, mop the floor, just nastiness. He would just make the food with his bare hands. So I don't know. That was just his deal. So one night, you know how people are. Sometimes they'll show up like 5 minutes before midnight, before we close, and they'll want something, which is like, are you
Oh
serious?
my god. Yeah.
So it's pretty close to midnight, which is when we officially close. So it's drive-through only. Obviously, they can't see inside the kitchen. Um, he needs to make like a Whopper Junior or something like that. So everything is in the sink, all the equipment, right? Like the little spatulas to spread the mayo, all that stuff is in the sink. So he's making this whole thing with his bare hands, no tongs, nothing like that. So, um, in order to put the mayo on the sandwich, he takes two bare, greasy, sweaty fingers, dips them in the mayo, and spreads it on the bun. And I was like, dude, you got to be kidding me. Like, I part of me wanted to say something, but it's just, I don't know, man. Yeah, I kind of have a guilty conscience now, but I'm like, man, I feel bad for those people because they weren't rude people or anything. They just showed up 5 minutes before close or whatever it was. Um,
hmm
but like I said, I've never seen anybody do anything. intentionally to spite a rude customer. That was just his thing. He didn't do it because of those people. He just did it because they were coming late, I guess, and he didn't have anything to use, so he used his fingers. But that was the nastiest thing I ever saw. I don't know if that's underwhelming for anybody, but I think it's pretty gross.
Yeah, at my job, essentially, we don't have to wear gloves, but i if we don't want to wear gloves, we have to wash our hands like every 2 to 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So sometimes if we're in a rush, we'll basically just do that. Like we don't have time, as soon as someone orders, take off gloves, reapply gloves, like especially on holidays. So we'll kind of do that. We'll just wash our hands, or if someone orders meat and then the next person wants chicken, we'll wash our hands
Yeah.
immediately after. But usually, for prepping stuff, we'll wear gloves. But if someone asks, then we'll put on gloves for them. If like we'll tell them, we wash our hands every 2 minutes, but if he wants to put on gloves, we'll put on gloves. Um, but someone, I remember it was a coworker of mine was using their hands, but they just like they're literally right before they got to them wash their hands. And they're like, "Oh, can you put on gloves?" And the person's like, "Oh yeah, sure." So then they put on the gloves and then start helping, and then they go to the front and like I don't know if they were just trying to get like a free stuff or whatever, but they're like, "Oh, they weren't wearing gloves and stuff," and they made me feel very uncomfortable. Um, like they thought that was gonna like be like work or something, and they're like, "And I already have this meat here, so like, do I just get it or something?"
Mhm.
And they wouldn't give it to them like a deal or something, and they just made a big old deal and they called corporate, and it was this nightmare type of situation. Um, but something other than that nasty that I saw, like you mentioned, is someone took a poop in the janitor's closet.
What?
Yeah. Um, I was, we have like stuff in our place. We have gloves, we have napkins, we have trash bags, all that.
Yeah.
So the bathrooms in the janitor's closet is pretty much right next to where we're working at. And the manager walks in my place and is like, "Where are your gloves? Where are your trash bags?" And I'm like, "Oh, they're right here. Why? What do you need them for?" They're like, "Follow me." Then take me to the janitor's closet, open it, and there's just a big dookie right there. And I don't know how someone was able to do this without getting caught. I don't know how someone got in there, but they did it. And man, it was bad. It
Ah.
was been holding it in for a
You
while.
know what's disgusting about that? Okay, so the purpose of toilet water is to conceal the smell because, it still stinks, but the water really conceals the smell. Dude, if it's
Yeah.
out in the open like that, I can't imagine how bad it smelled. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
It must have been fresh too, because it didn't have much of a smell and it was still wet looking.
Oh, dude. I had a similar thing. Somebody went into the bathroom at the Burger King and took a crap on the urinal, like in the
Oh
little
yeah,
spot where
yeah, that's happened at my place too.
like who does that? Like, oh my God.
Or I've had times where people miss the toilet and the poop is right next to
Oh,
the toilet and not in
dude.
it.
My good friend Patrick, he used to work at a Taco Bell, and he told me horror
Oh
stories about the
no.
bathroom. Horror stories, dude. Yeah, man, that is disgusting, man. If anybody has any horror stories about cleaning a bathroom, let me know. Like a Taco Bell, like Kmart. Kmart's notorious for nasty bathrooms.
Dude, I
Yeah.
hate when people pee on the seat underneath the I don't like it at all.
Dude, oh my God, yeah. Like, what if somebody goes in after you and then they see it? It's like, dude, you know what I mean? Someone's gonna know it. Like, yeah, you might as well clean it up. Like,
And I think the most embarrassing time for me involving the bathroom at my store is I one time I I ate a big lunch. I was hungry.
uh,
So then like a little like an hour later it kinda hit. So then I was like, I gotta use the restroom. So I went and used the restroom and it was, I dropped quite a few in the toilet. And it's like those it's not the one where you self flush, it's the automatic one.
okay.
So I finish up and I get up. Usually, once you get off the seat, it'll flush automatically. It did not flush.
Uh-oh.
So I was trying to wave my hand in front of it, make it flush, and it just didn't work.
Oh
So
no.
I was like, oh no. So then I kept trying and trying, and eventually, like, it was getting a little late. I don't want people to think I just abandoned my job or something, especially because of your day. So I was like, it looks like I'm gonna have to like just leave it.
Oh
So I
no.
walked out, and as soon as I walked out, one of the managers was walking in and I
No.
just ran to my thing, and I didn't hear anything from them, but I just imagine the look on their face when they saw what they saw.
so
Hopefully
the,
it flushed for them afterwards, but
so when was the next time you saw that manager?
I think it was like the next, I was saying 3 or 4 days later, and they didn't say anything, so
Okay,
I don't
interesting.
know.
Wow. They didn't have like a button. I know some of the automatic ones have like a button you can push if it doesn't go.
Nope, did not have a button.
Really, dude. I mean, there's nothing you can do. It's not your fault. Um,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Jesus. Yeah, dirty bathroom stories. That's. I mean, I don't know if there's any other ones I can think of. At the Burger King, but yeah. Somebody threw up once in the little play area, the little play tube thing. You know, the giant slide or whatever. Like I remember
Hmm.
one time a kid threw up in that, and I had to climb up there and clean it. Like it was like my first week working there too. So
Was
like
it fun? Did you get to ride the slide down?
yeah, when I could still fit in there back in 2012. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. It's just there's moments though at those jobs that you know that are fun. Like I met a lot of cool people working there, and I'm still friends with to this day. You meet a lot of cool people. You know, you can have fun sometimes. You know, we'll order donuts, we'll order pizza sometimes. You know, it can be fun at times, but you know, overall, I would not recommend working there for a long term. You know what I mean? Like if it's your first job, sure. If you want to make some money quick, sure. But it's not worth working there for a long time, like
Yeah,
honestly.
you got lucky. Unfortunately for me, I've had like one or two cool people, but for the most part, it's been douchebag after douchebag after
Yeah,
douchebag.
there's also that. I
It
was gonna mention.
sucks.
There's been a lot of people I worked with where they drove me up the wall, dude. Like, so I'm very quiet, usually. I mean, when you get me going, I'm loud and
Oh
obnoxious,
yeah, I'm the
but
exact same way.
I'm a very quiet person. I'm very introverted. I'm a loner. A lot of people know this about me. They can just tell immediately. But there's been people that just get under your skin. They never shut up. You don't want to tell them to shut up because you don't want to be rude, you know, even though it's not being rude. But yeah, dude, I hate those kinds of people, man. Like,
Mhm.
that was another
And
reason.
it's funny because if you ask one person about you, they'll be like, "Oh, he's just quiet. He's kind of like just there." But if you ask like, a completely different person, they might say, "Oh yeah, no, he's like super talkative. He's always like
Yeah.
like I feel like that's what it would be like if you ask people that I know. Like it's gonna be complete polar opposites. But yeah, for me, if someone like is purposely like because they think that you're like a quiet person or like you won't say anything,
Yeah.
if they act like a certain way towards you because they think that, I will purposely be confrontational.
Mm,
Like I'm usually not like I'm a passive person, but if someone is like to a certain extent, I will say I'm the type of person where I'll say something. Like I'm not gonna be rude about it, but I'll be like, hey dude, like what are you doing? You know?
yeah.
So that's happened quite a couple of times here, and it's led to a different amount of problems. It's like a whole nother 2 hour podcast worth of stories I could tell you about that. But yeah, currently I'm still working with someone who, oh man, it's bad.
I feel for you, man. I really do. There's literally been people.
Yeah.
There's this one dude I work with. I'm not gonna give him the glory of mentioning his name whatsoever, but there was this one dude, this self-righteous asshole. Like he act like the whole world revolved around him. I swear to God.
Oh yeah.
And he thought he was so smart and more intelligent than other people. Dude, he was such a freaking moron. I swear to God. But there were times where I would dread going to work, like to the next day. I'm like, dude, oh no, I got to work with him for 7 hours.
Oh yeah,
Like
dude.
I'd be thinking about it on my days off. Like, no, man.
Yeah,
Ugh.
that's how it is kind of right now, and especially when I was at working at Dairy Queen. There's this one dude. He was super cocky. He was super, kind of misogynist a little bit.
Yeah.
He would just kind of be like that ultimate f boy,
Hmm.
and it would suck because he would try to like be like the big person, like, oh, what's up? Just do this for me.
Yeah.
And oh man, it was I used to always dread it. But yeah, right now it's a little wild, but I'm getting through it. Um, but yeah, hopefully you have some good coworkers at your new place.
Yeah.
So
Well,
they
the
don't
job I'm
push
gonna
you as
get.
business people.
Yeah. I mean, it's not really a business job per se, but the bachelor's degree definitely helps. But no, it's more. I think it's more of a job where I'm gonna be working a lot with myself, so that's good. I like that. I prefer that. But there are people I'm
Oh
gonna
yeah,
be working with. But no, it's all adults, like people way older than me. Like it's like it's very mature environment. I'll just say that.
yeah. It's always the younger people who are the worst.
Yeah, yeah, because when you work at a fast food place, it could be anybody. It could be teenagers, it could be, young adults, it could be old people. Like, yeah, there's all kinds of people working there with each other that really shouldn't be working with each other. Old
Oh yeah.
people who should be retired and still working fast food, I really feel bad for them because I guess they didn't get enough Social Security money or whatever. I don't know what it is, but it's just unfortunate, man. Um,
Yeah, that's kind of where people end up their whole rest of their time.
yeah, it's sad. But yeah, I mean, like I said, it's an experience though. I've definitely had a lot of life experience working there, and I don't totally hate the job. It's just I couldn't stay there any longer, and I'm like, you know what, I have to leave at some point. I'm just gonna finally pull the trigger and leave. So I did. Um, but yeah, like I said, YouTube is a great job too. It's I don't make much money from it, but if I could, I would love to do YouTube like as my job. That would be so awesome. Um, I would definitely make more videos. I would do more high production stuff. I would do all kinds of stuff. But you never say never. It could happen one day. It's just it's very hard. Um, but yeah, this is fun though. The podcast.
Yeah,
I miss
hopefully
this.
we become successful YouTubers, and that's our full time job.
Yeah, that's the dream. That is the dream.
I always think it's funny how basically you become unemployed the moment the internet goes out.
Yeah, right. Like, or the YouTube site crashes for like a week. Dude, what am I gonna do
Yeah,
for a whole week? Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. I think about that too. It's like, what if just the entire internet everywhere goes out? All your money's in the bank virtually. It just goes out and you can't reach it. You know what I mean? Like, what if that happens?
yeah. I always have this crazy. I think I've said it on the podcast before, but I always have this crazy dream. Like people are always like, "Oh man, why do you buy all those movies physically?" I always have this feeling like it's like this
Yeah.
weird one-off thing where let's say the entire world ends and I'm the only one left with movies. I'm like, yeah, see, look, now I have all these. I'm like, all the movies that I have left in my collection are all of what's left on Earth. So that's
Yeah.
like this weird dream I have.
There was this one story, I forget which movie it was. It was either Toy Story 1 or Toy Story 2, but somebody at Pixar almost accidentally deleted the movie when they finished it. And somebody
Oh
had
yeah,
it on an extra
Toy
flash
Story
drive.
2.
Yeah, which is my favorite Pixar movie, so that would have been tragic. But yeah, somebody had an extra one. So I think about that sometimes. I'm like, what if Avengers Endgame gets deleted off of Disney wherever it is, the main
Yeah,
place it is. What if it gets deleted forever by accident? You know what I mean? Something like that.
although technically they have the right to go into your house and take your disc away from you if they don't want you to have it anymore, but it's like not likely
Is that
at
really a
all.
thing?
Yeah, you know how if they take it off of streaming, they're allowed to. It's their movie.
Oh, you mean like a
Um,
digital copy?
yeah, but if you have it on physical release, they can still do the same thing.
Really?
Yeah, like if they wanted to, if they really desperately wanted to and had the money and resources, if they didn't want you to have a certain movie anymore, they could send someone to your house and take the disc from you. Or like they remove the movie off the disc but let you keep the disc.
What?
Um, yeah, like when you buy a movie, you own it, but you technically don't own it. Kind
Yeah,
of in the same way
yeah.
you don't own it like on, you know,
Like it's
digital.
not your movie, it's Disney's movie. Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you
yeah.
own the disc that it's on, but you don't own the movie itself.
Right, exactly.
So let's say they there's like a problematic actor in something or in one of their movies, and they don't want that representing them at all. They don't want any trace of it.
Dude,
Like they could go and take it
that would
from
be
you
so
off the
wild
disc.
if they went to everybody's house. Well, how would they know if you have the
But
movie?
that's the thing. That's why it's like not really like if it's on Disney Plus or Amazon or something or Vudu, they can easily just delete it. But
Right.
there's no way they could possibly find every single person who's bought a copy of it and then find them and then remove it off their disc
Yeah, like how would they even know how to do that? Like unless it's like my
because
channel, they go on my Blu-ray collection and find it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and then they find your ad. But even then, they'd have to have a way to give because you bought the disc.
yeah.
But so they have to find a way to right there on the spot remove it from the disc and just give you back the disc.
Dude,
But they have to find every single person's house.
what would somebody have to do in order to be deleted like that? Like like who's somebody that got in trouble? Like Bill Cosby. Like if anybody owns the Bill Cosby show, you know what I mean? They're gonna. I mean, he did some pretty bad stuff. I mean,
Yeah, or Kevin Spacey.
yeah, what does it take to like make FBI agent show up at your house and steal your DVD of it? Like, oh my
Like
god.
that's why I'm thinking I don't think it's possible. Like
No.
as long like as even though they legally could, I doubt that would ever be remotely possible unless they had trillions of dollars and a way to track every single person who's ever been into Walmart the past 20 years.
What if they like go to your house and say, "Listen, we're going to take your entire movie collection, but we'll give you $1 billion, and you
That
can't
that
and you
that
can't rebuy, you can't repurchase them or anything. We're going to have to take them from you. Here's $1 billion." It's funny that you actually need to hesitate about that. I mean, I would probably just do it. It's $1 billion.
yeah, yeah, probably. It would suck though.
It would suck. Yeah,
How am I gonna
you can never buy a movie again.
how am I gonna watch Shrek on 4K now?
Yeah,
Like, how am I
dude.
gonna do that?
Have you seen the 4K?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, I like it.
Hmm.
The Shrekkening. Um, yeah, that's a funny conversation there. Like, they just show up to your house and, oh my
Yeah, show up
god.
to your house. I need your copy of Boss Baby now.
Yeah, right now. Oh my god.
Like we have the computer here. Give us the disc.
Yeah, no. So, you heard about what happened with Ric Flair recently, right?
Yep.
So they're gonna show up to my house and they're gonna steal the signed Funko Pop I have from him, and they're gonna be like, "You can't have this anymore. We're gonna burn it. Here's $1 billion." All right. Um, that's unfortunate, by the way. Like, that is a guy I grew up watching, and
Yeah.
he's the greatest of all time, and it's just like, man, 'cause
Even though I was more of a Macho Man person, I had a cousin who was really into
Ric
his
Flair.
wrestling and had like the DVDs of him. And
Yeah,
so I watched a lot of his matches.
because I
And it's
heard,
very
yeah,
unfortunate.
I heard the rumblings about this new episode, and I'm like, oh, it's Ric Flair. Like, he's apparently slept with over 1,000 women. He's done stuff back in the day. I'm not gonna be surprised or whatever. But man, what it turned out, what he actually did, it's pretty screwed up. I mean, that poor woman has to live with that. So it's like, yeah, yikes. But I don't know, man. It's just I hope people, man, I hope nobody else I care about gets canceled. Like, I hope Clint Eastwood doesn't get canceled, for example. Like, other people like that. Like, I hope Aaron doesn't get
Yeah.
canceled. Aaron, you're gonna get canceled for something, bro. I just know it.
What?
I just have a feeling you're gonna get canceled for something.
What am I gonna get canceled for? Talking
Um,
about podcast?
I don't know. Maybe you murdered somebody. I don't know. You did something.
Oh, maybe. That's the thing. It's like it's to what extent do we cancel people for?
Yeah.
Like that in that case, yeah, it's understandable. Like that's really bad, but I don't know. It's like this weird line between what we should and shouldn't, and then even
Hmm.
then, it's like, well, how bad is it to certain people or not? Um, so like in cases of like it's like Bill Cosby,
Yeah.
then yeah, it makes sense. But even people were trying to recently cancel the actor of Shang-Chi.
Oh yeah. What happened with that? I don't even know what the
Essentially,
reason was.
basically, he a while ago, it was like in 2011, he was on Reddit and he was defending people. He was defending pedophiles essentially.
Really?
He was saying that he played. He was playing a pedophile in something, so he had to look into a lot of research about them,
Uh huh.
and he kind of sympathizes with them and realizes it's a mental illness or something like that, and people should have more sympathy towards them and stuff like that. Um,
Oh, okay.
yeah, so um, people were kind of upset about that, but also he kind of in a way apologized for it. Like a couple years ago, he made a tweet saying that people would probably find stuff about him, but he doesn't think like that anymore.
Hmm.
So yeah, I don't think it's that. I mean, I'm not gonna say you should, a person who likes kids, it's EDP. Um,
Yeah.
uh, like I don't think EDP should come back, or we should give him another
Right.
career.
Hmm.
But for someone to kind of have that stupid mindset for like, almost 10 years ago, and then apologize for it, and like not even be that type of person at all, I don't think it's too big of a deal.
Yeah.
It's
His
not like they even did it themselves. If they had done it themselves, then
right.
yeah, that's a whole other story. But you know,
Yeah. That just sounds ridiculous. People mad at him. Like, really? Come on. Yeah. I don't know. It's just a weird. Like you said, it's a weird line. Like, what do we
because it has
cancel? What
its
don't
good
we?
and it has its bads.
Yes. Yeah.
Just people take advantage of both sides.
Hmm.
Like people, like on the contrary, people can do something really bad and be like, no, let them keep supporting them, giving them all this money, or who cares? Because then it makes their victims be like, okay, well, whatever. I guess I'm just nothing.
Hmm.
So I don't know. It's crazy this world we live in.
Yeah. Well, we'll segue real quick because you just reminded me when you said Shang-Chi. There's been a lot of Marvel stuff that came out and we haven't talked about. Like 6 episodes of What If. Shang-Chi came out. We have a
The
Hawkeye
end of
trailer.
Loki.
The end of Loki. Oh yeah, did we even
No, we got to the filler episode, and that's as far as we got.
Oh really? Oh, okay. Yeah, so a lot of stuff. The Hawkeye trailer, Eternals trailers, the
Yeah,
Spider-Man trailer.
while we're on the topic of Marvel, I got some hot takes. I gotta tell you that right now, right off the bat.
All right, let me try to predict. I feel like you don't like some of What If, or maybe all of it. I don't know. And I feel like you didn't like Shang-Chi, maybe.
Okay, here it is. First off, I liked Black Widow more than I liked Shang-Chi.
Okay.
I did. That doesn't mean I don't like Shang-Chi. I really did like Shang-Chi.
Okay.
It's in the middle of my MCU ranking, which again isn't bad because that's like 26 movies. That would make it end up, like 15th, 16th,
Yeah.
But it isn't bad at all. I did like Shang-Chi. I didn't like it as much as other people. I didn't really care for the third act. It was kind of bleh to me.
Okay.
But I liked all the action. I thought the cinematography was great, whatever.
Hmm.
So I did like Shang-Chi. I just didn't think it was one of Marvel's ultimate bests, as some people kind of claim it is.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it's even close to being the best origin movie.
Yeah.
I think for me, that's still probably a tie between Captain America 1 and Iron Man 1.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, I loved Black Widow. I know a lot of people didn't like Black Widow. I really liked it. I think I had it at like 11th or 12th.
Really? That's pretty high.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. I don't know. It just felt different. Like it
Yeah,
felt
different tone.
more, yeah, like completely different. Like sometimes it even feel like an MCU movie to me
Hmm.
at some points. So that's what I really liked about it. I liked the whole, dude, that intro with the Smells Like Teen Spirit cover was
Yeah.
cinema.
It
My God.
was cool.
Um, yeah, so I really liked everything about it. So that's one of it's up there. I know most people think I'm batshit crazy for thinking it's better than Shang-Chi, but
I do
that's
too.
just,
So,
oh, you do too.
yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. I'm not the only one. Just like how me and you both like Iron Man 3, think it's one of the best.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just like that.
Another thing is, I'm very over What if I'm being completely honest with you.
Okay.
Like, I, it's honestly probably bottom five MCU projects for me, personally.
Okay.
The reason being is that I keep getting so disappointed. Like, I feel like it's so underwhelming what they do pretty much every episode. Like, I feel like they could do so much more, or take a completely different route, but they just do the bare bones, or just like some random off-putting thing. Like, for example, a plot where all the Avengers die, that could be like one of the coolest,
Hmm.
craziest, and like MCU things. That, like, how cool would that be? And for them to kind of just make it like a small thing, and it just randomly is Hank Pym, and it's like, what? Like, that's where you went with that? Like, I don't know. It was very underwhelming to me.
Okay.
Um, and something where it's like Peggy Carter becoming Steve Rogers, like that could be an interesting thing you could deal with, like how people thought of things at the time. Like they kind of brush over that, like a female being, Captain America, or how that turns, or what happens to Steve, or does he even become anything? But then they
Hmm.
just kind of just turn it into like this big squid monster at the end, which comes out of nowhere, and it was extremely rushed, and randomly somehow Howard knows how to make Iron Man,
Yeah.
and then even like the zombies episode, that's been my favorite so far.
Hmm.
Zombies one, but even then, it's like they could have done more. Like they kind of that's what I like about it. They kind of do go like as far as they could, like showing a zombie version of Scarlet Witch, which would probably happen.
Yeah.
You know, having them fight other zombie versions of themselves. I thought that was pretty much the best they could do in that point, which is why I really liked it. But for the most part, I don't know. It feels like most episodes are either rushed, or they don't reach the potential they could, or they waste plots, or sometimes the animation looks a little janky, or the voice acting is a little spotty at times. I don't know. I just feel very like underwhelmed, and that's the one show where basically I can just wait to watch the next episode. Like other shows, I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta watch it the second it comes out midnight. But that's the one I'm like, I can wait. Like I don't really care. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't know
Um,
how you feel about it.
yeah, I don't do the midnight thing. Like I honestly don't even do that with like Mandalorian or like, you know what I mean? I
No,
just
the
wake
last
up
time
the next, yeah. Hmm.
yeah, the last time I did that was with WandaVision. That's not like the last time I did that. I didn't even do that with Mandalorian, but WandaVision, I was so hooked on it.
Right.
Like I did, like the second it came out, I had to watch it.
Well, I feel like also, I think if I'm correct, I think Florida would get it at 3 a.m. and then you would get it at
Oh yeah,
midnight. Yeah,
yeah,
so
yeah.
that's
That's
another
why it's
reason.
easier for me.
Yeah, that's another reason. I'll just go to bed, wake up the next day, go to the gym, come home, and then watch it, eat my post-workout meal. I'm always watching these new Marvel shows while I'm eating eggs. It's just I associate eggs with all the Marvel shows. It's funny. Um, but no, yeah, I've loved the majority of What If, but I will agree with you. I feel like everybody has the same thing. It's like, okay, the episodes, they have great potential. It's just they're so short, so they have to cram everything in a short time span. So like the
Mm-hmm.
zombies episode is a perfect example. There is so much that happens in that episode, but if it was like an hour long, it would have been way better. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, like certain character moments where characters die, they kind of dwell on it for a little bit, but then they just move on to the next thing. But if it was like an hour or something, yeah, man, I would love to see a
Or
feature length.
yeah, or sometimes it's just even the plot, like where it goes, I don't even care for sometimes. Like for
Yeah.
example, like I think the biggest one is the Avengers dying plot. Like if they wanted to make it a murder mystery, cool. But the fact that it just kind of just randomly, it's just Hank Pym shows up and he's the one who's doing it. Like it makes
Hmm.
sense, but it's like really, like that's where you're gonna go with that. Like they just, or like it's just like little things that kind of, I don't know how to explain it. Like just, I don't know. I don't know what I was gonna say, but I was thinking about this the other day because I was gonna bring this up when we were talking on the podcast. Um, but it's just like, oh yeah, like random little things that like, you know, for example, what was, oh yeah, what was it? No, no, what am I even talking about? There was an example I had where it's like something little that happens, and that's the whole plot of the episode, which is kind of dumb. Um, but I'm trying to think of an example. Like I think even today or Wednesday, there's like an episode about if Thor becomes like a party or something, or
Oh yeah,
party Thor.
Party Thor. Yeah, that's coming up.
Like what? Like why?
I mean, who
Like
knows what it
really?
is? Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, it could be something cool, but for example, it's just like random little what ifs. Like if you know T'Challa got taken instead of Star Lord. Like it's such specific, like a little thing.
Right.
I don't. I feel like they could do more with that. Like what if? I don't know. It's just I feel like there could be more. I guess
Well,
that's the bottom.
they confirmed that they're going to do a season 2, so maybe they'll continue some of the stories. But people also have theories, like maybe at the end of the season we'll see crossovers. Because if you look at the trailers, you can see like Captain Carter talking to the Doctor Strange,
Yeah,
Supreme One. So maybe they are going to cross over somehow at the end of the season. But I mean,
or
I'm
like
pretty
a rush
sure.
30-minute episode.
Yeah, like in the way the zombies episode ends, it's like, dude, come on, you're gonna leave us with that? Like, you know what I mean? They gotta continue off
Yeah.
that. So, yeah, we're not gonna see the end of these just yet, I don't think. But it is like, man, I wish these episodes were longer. But I will say overall, like I said, I did like most of the show. I love the T'Challa Star Lord episode, probably the best, and then the zombies episode. Like I said, I put the zombies at number one if it was longer. But and then also the Killmonger Iron Man, I really like that one.
Oh yeah, that's the one I was doing. It's such like they do such specific
Yeah.
things. Like what if Killmonger was there to save Iron Man? But it's like why don't you do something like crazier, like or like bigger, or like what if Thanos snapped the other half, or what if the Guardians
Ooh, dude, that is so good what you
yeah,
just said. The other half. That is such a good idea.
yeah, but then they're doing episodes where what if Killmonger can save Iron Man?
Yeah.
Like they don't do bigger things.
Well,
That's the problem with the show. It's very underwhelming, I think.
well, you know what they could do? So I think I saw a video where Kevin Feige was talking about why the episodes are like this. He's like, okay, so we either have 6 episodes that are an hour each, or we'll do 9 episodes that are a half hour each, and that's what WandaVision was. And then Loki and Falcon Winter Soldier were, 6 episodes, an hour each. So maybe next season of What If they'll do the 6 episode, 1 hour each. That would be better, and we could see like an alternate Avengers Endgame where it's like the other half got snapped away because that is a big one. Like
Hmm.
yeah, maybe they should do it that way. Um,
Yeah, but like at the same time, instead of doing something like that, I feel like they'd be like, "What if Ned got bit by the spider that bit Peter?" or
yeah,
something
right.
dumb like that.
Oh my god. By the way, Spider-Man, that trailer, how many times have you watched it?
Plenty, plenty.
Plenty.
Um, yeah, I've been looking for Toby Maguire somewhere.
Yeah.
Couldn't find him.
Do you think have you've seen the leaked photo of Andrew
The
Garfield
Andrew
caught
Garfield,
in 4K, right?
caught in 8K.
8K, yeah, not even 4K, 8K, bro. So, what do you think? I think it's real.
Yeah, I think it's real too.
Yeah, it's gotta be. I mean, listen, somebody tried doing that thing last week where they were like, "Oh, I actually made this," and it was proven false. I mean, it
Yeah,
could be fake. I don't know.
but like, there's nowhere else they could have taken that photo from. Like,
That's what
there's
Yeah, I was
yeah,
gonna say because I've looked at other photos. People are like, "Oh, they use green screen in his movies before." not blue screen. And they also, if you notice, his hair is longer and he looks a little older and he's got some facial hair, some
Yeah,
stubble.
at first I thought it was like I don't know. I thought the way his face was moving at least seemed a little weird to me. But then the more it kind of upscaled in resolution, I'm like, oh no, it kind of seems more natural looking. You know?
Yeah. Like his anything nowadays could be faked, but I mean, if you ask me, I think it's
That's
real.
way too real.
Yeah, it's real.
And did the suit look like the Amazing Spider-Man 1 or 2 suit to you?
Well,
Kind of like a mix of both.
the mask is the giveaway, but there's no mask. So, I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, if they're going to continue, obviously, off of the second movie, it's got to be the second movie. So,
Yeah. Although
uh,
I like both suits. Funny, I used to like the first movie suit a lot more than the second one, and I still
really?
do like it. But now I'm kind of growing to appreciate the second one more and more
Yeah,
each
I
year.
feel like unanimously everybody agreed, especially when it came out, that the Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit is like perfection. Like, especially the eyes.
I still think personally, my favorite suit is the Spider-Man 2 suit.
Oh,
From
okay.
the Tobey
Yeah.
Maguire one. I feel like the blues and the reds are good, and it just looks cooler. That's my personal favorite suit. And funny enough, I like the Disneyland Spider-Man suit
Oh,
that they
yeah.
have for the Tom Holland character. I
Hmm.
feel like that suit. I like that one a lot more than the one that's in the movies.
They had to
Which
use
I
that.
think they had to use that one for What If.
Yeah, they did because there's like a legal issue still with Sony because they want to include Spider-Man in the show, so they had to do like an alternate costume or whatever.
Yeah,
So yeah, that one is cool. But
I feel like
yeah,
it fixes all the problems I have with the current suit, and it gets rid of that black line on the arm.
hmm
It kind of makes the webbing look more better on the suit instead of less like compressed and kind of pressed onto the suit. Um, I don't know. I just like it a lot more. But yeah, that trailer was. I don't think that was Daredevil, the one who slams on the table.
Oh
I think
no,
they're just.
yeah,
I don't think it's him.
I think they confirmed that already because there was like an IMAX version of the trailer where you could see more of that dude, and it's not him clearly. And then Charlie Clocks was asked about it, and he's like, "Yeah, those are not my arms or whatever." So,
Oh yeah,
and
I can see that.
obviously you can tell in the scene it's police interrogating him. That's not his lawyer. That's a policeman interrogating him, like
And I think the
slamming.
biggest giveaway is that you see the same guy in the scene beforehand, and
Yeah,
he's walking without the stick.
yeah, right.
Just yeah,
That dude is not blind.
yeah.
Yeah. So,
Although I have a belief that Daredevil is in the movie. I think.
yeah, I feel like, come on, all these rumors. I mean, Toby and Andrew, they're in it. They got to be in it. Because did you see Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon recently? With
Yeah, and he
yeah,
just kind of at first he's like, "Oh, I don't know what you're talking about," and then suddenly, "Oh yeah, no, I know what you're talking about."
yeah, that's the giveaway right there. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about at all, and he's like, I did see it. Like, dude, what? Like, you're obviously acting. Like, come on. Yeah, and also, when people go on talk shows, they're told ahead of time, like, by their publicists, by whoever they're working with, by the company. Like, hell, we're gonna ask about Spider-Man, and somebody had to approve that. So there you go. I mean, I think it's real.
Yeah,
Um,
I think so too. I feel like he's gonna. Yeah, I do feel like it's in that same picture. You see Tobey Maguire's hands. Well, it looks like
yeah.
his.
I mean, it could be fake, but I do believe that's Toby's hands. It looks like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
People are
think.
even saying that now even Tom Hardy is going to be in the movie because that hat thing.
Oh yeah, dude, that's gonna be crazy. What if he's the sixth villain? Because we have five villains, one from each of the old five movies, and then they're like, okay, who's the sixth villain? Because Sinister sticks. So people are thinking it's gonna be Venom. And apparently, the Venom post-credit scene, people got to see it early, and they said it's wild, like it's crazy.
Yeah,
So
I have a feeling it has something to do with either Spider-Man or kind of like a tease of it.
yeah,
Um, I have that feeling because for
yeah,
them to be like it's wild, it's got to be something big, you know?
it's got to be, yeah. So I don't know how Venom's gonna make his way into this universe. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it takes place in this universe. We just don't know yet.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. It comes out in 10 days or whatever.
Yeah, 10 days. So, yeah, same night as the Sopranos movie. Did you ever watch the Sopranos?
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay, yeah, I highly recommend it. But I got to see both of those that day, I guess. And it's also my best friend Rob's birthday, September 30th. So I guess we're gonna go
Are
to
we
the.
gonna go watch The Dead Don't Die?
Oh God, don't remind me of that. So we'll probably go do a double feature and see Venom and then the Sopranos movie. But no, I'm excited. Now I'm probably gonna see the Venom movie for sure because of what's being said. And I love Andy Serkis, so
At
um,
the end credits, Venom turns out to be a Soprano. He's Tony Soprano reincarnated.
dude, that'd be wild. Yeah, Tony didn't get shot at the end of the series. Yeah. So, and then also, yeah. So we talked about Shang Chi. We talked about Spider Man. Okay, so the end of Loki. So what'd you think of that?
I don't really care for Loki.
Yeah. So I saw a lot of people saying they were disappointed with the whole love story thing, and I gotta agree. It's kind of I if they didn't kiss, that's the whole thing. If they didn't kiss, I wouldn't mind it so much. But it's like, okay, it's incest technically. Um, you know. But I love the Kang stuff.
Yeah, I thought Kang was cool. I like Sylvie as a character.
Yeah.
Uh, all that Crocodile Loki was epic.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. The show just didn't really hit that hard for me. I didn't really care for it. I thought it was a bit too slow at times. I thought the pacing was a bit off. I felt like the whole show was just set up for that very final moment, and like that's the only thing that's worth caring about. Like with WandaVision and Falcon Winter Soldier, like the whole show has different storylines that kind of build up or whatever, or
Yeah.
like have conclusions or like you care about. The whole time, I feel like the whole thing is just leading up to that ending, and the whole rest of the show kind of feels like, eh. And like while I liked the tone, it kind of like that Blade Runner type of feel with the sands and the way it was shot.
Mm-hmm.
I really like how I visually really like how it looks aesthetically.
Yeah.
But just the show didn't do for me. I don't really care for much the characters much. They kind of seem just boring. Some, well, not all of them. Some do. Sorry.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, and yeah, I don't know. Like, I like how it ends, obviously, because it's the big setup.
Yeah.
But I feel like other than that, there's not much I cared for. Like, I don't ever see myself going back and rewatching it, except for the ending.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I agree a lot with that. I mean, I didn't totally hate the show. Like, I could see myself rewatching it. It's just there could have been more. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I love Jonathan Majors as Kang. That's what made
yeah.
me love
I,
the finale
I
so
don't
much.
hate it as much as some people know. Like, for example, uh, my mom hates it, like with a burning passion.
Really?
Yeah, because she watches everything MCU with me,
Cool.
for the most part. And that's the one show she does not want to like. We watched the first two, and after that, she's like, "I don't care. Like, just summarize it once the finale happens." So that's what I
Really?
had to do. I had to summarize the entire ending. She's like, "I would rather watch What If," and I've never even seen that show, than watch the ending of Loki. Like
Wow.
that show was terrible, and I'm like, "Damn." Even my girlfriend was like, "It's pretty boring. I could barely get through it," and I was like, "Yeah, I can see that." But that like the whole like you kind of have to go through all that just for the ending alone. Like, so it's like you kind of have to because otherwise you're just gonna be confused as hell as why there's a multiverse.
Yeah.
Plus the villain is supposed to show up in Ant-Man 3, so
Yeah.
that's kind of important too.
Hmm.
So yeah, I don't even care for the show, but apparently that's still better than I've had a lot of other people because I've seen other people too who didn't really care for it much. Um, so yeah, I don't know about you.
Yeah. Well, Kang is going to be the next Thanos. He's going to be the next big bad. So, that's why it's
Or
important.
Galactus.
Well, no. So there's a lot of big bads that they still have yet to, like Doctor Doom. Dude, that is a huge character. Forget what the movies did for Doctor Doom. When MCU handles Doctor Doom, he's going to be bigger than Thanos. He's going to be, trust me, because I always hear about how Doctor Doom's like the greatest villain of all time. Like he's going to be a huge character. So I think after Kang probably is probably going to be Doctor Doom, and then maybe like Galactus down the line. Those are some big ones that we have yet to come. But yeah, man, I'm just I don't know. Loki was a mixed bag for me. I didn't totally
Yeah,
hate it, but I
yeah,
agree with
I'm
a
in the
lot.
same boat.
Yeah. Um,
And did you see that apparently in Doctor Strange 2, there's like a rumor that Wanda is supposed to fight someone from the Fox universe.
oh yeah,
You
I
see
heard
that?
about that. I heard that rumor. I don't know who it's going to be though.
Yeah, I'm honestly not sure at all.
Oh, you mean
Rumors?
wait? When you say Fox Universe, like you don't just mean an X-Men character. You just mean like you mean from the actual movies they made already. Like somebody from that franchise is going to show up. Like not Hugh Jackman, but like somebody like an actor. Is that what you mean?
Uh, I think it's an actual character. From what I've seen, it could be an actor like Evan Peters, that type of situation.
Oh,
But
okay.
I'm no, but I'm hearing it's the actual character.
Oh, okay.
Um, so like some people are saying Jean Grey or whatever, but I feel like they'd save that for something else. I don't think they'd kind of waste it in that unless they don't plan on doing like the Jean Grey storyline. That's like the big one that I've heard. I've heard some people say that might be Magneto, but I don't think that either. I feel like they'd save that. I feel like it'd be like a character that just kind of would be a quick little fight that wouldn't be too big if they were to have someone fight her.
Right.
That could stand on par. Um, I don't know. I
Yeah.
feel like it'd be cool if she fought that version's Quicksilver because it's like it's not her brother, but it technically is, and
Hmm.
she's also saw him in WandaVision, the actor. I think that'd be kind of pretty funny.
Yeah. I
Um,
mean, they're doing the multiverse, so they could have the Fox character. Yeah, they could do that.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Dude, I'm just so
I'm just
excited
I'm
for.
so excited for that movie. I'm so interested to see what Sam Raimi does. Like,
Yeah. but also the X-Men, like when they do their own version of the
Oh
X-Men and
yeah.
they have recast everybody. I mean, I love Patrick Stewart, I love, Ian McKellen, Hugh Jackman, all those people, but like I cannot wait to see like the proper, well done, version to the true to the comics and everything. The Cyclops is the leader, all that stuff. Um,
Yeah.
it's gonna be awesome, dude. But yeah, Sam Raimi, man, that's so cool that he's making that movie.
Yeah. He's back doing comic book movies. Maybe he'll. I feel like he kind of in a way is gonna use this as a way to redeem himself after kind of people thought of him after Spider-Man 3.
Well, it
Um,
wasn't his fault though, because I
no,
think,
it wasn't his fault
yeah,
at all, and he
yeah,
still did make the best possible movie he could
mm-hmm,
with the situation he was stuck in.
yeah.
Although, do you think Tobey Maguire Spider-Man is gonna appear in this movie? Because he might appear in Spider-Man Far From Home. Do you think he's gonna appear in Doctor Strange
Oh, I
first?
mean, might as well because Sam Raimi. Yeah, I mean, who knows? I'd love to see it. Um,
Yeah.
by the way, people have theories because in Spider-Man 2, there's like that throwaway joke about Doctor Strange or whatever.
Yeah.
So people are like theorizing, well, wait a minute, what if now Doctor Strange actually was there? I mean, they like retcon it, and Benedict Cumberbatch is in Spider-Man 2 somehow, like they retcon it somehow, and he actually does exist because of the multiverse. But I don't know, that would be cool.
Although I have a question. Once you do rank the MCU movies again, would you include the Amazing Spider-Man in the Spider-Man movies?
Well, that's another thing. That's a separate universe, but I guess
Yeah,
technically it's in this
because
one.
technically it took place in that one, and
Cause
to know the
yeah,
extent of why they're there and who they are, you would have to watch the original movies. But it's not in the same universe technically, so it's like I don't know.
right. I mean, at that point, you might as well do a ranking of every Marvel movie ever, including Howard the Duck. Like, I don't know what's gonna
Well, that
be.
would just be number one though, so I don't think you can
Oh
include that.
yeah, yeah. So that'll be an SS tier. No, like, I mean, I don't know what they're gonna say is canon. I'm sure they're gonna say Amazing Spider-Man and the Raimi verse are canon. They might say the Fox X-Men verse is canon. Even though that's all screwed up with the timelines. Um,
Yeah,
maybe the Blade movies are canon. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. What are they gonna reveal?
I guess you could be like maybe ranking it what happened only in that universe alone.
Yeah,
I guess you could say.
I don't know. We'll see what happens. But
Because then
um,
if they do include Venom, then you have to include Venom 1 and 2, you know?
Venom, come and get him,
Yeah.
Venom.
Then you can include the Eminem soundtrack to rank
And put in F.
that.
Oh my god. But no, when No Way Home comes out, I'm doing a marathon of all the Spider-Man movies,
Oh,
including
yeah.
Spider-Verse, including Civil War, including Infinity War, Endgame, everything. I'm just gonna do a Spider-Man marathon basically. I'm gonna be so hyped for it. Um,
You're going to include What If.
might as well. Just the zombie episode.
Yeah.
um,
Go to Disneyland just so you can see Spider Man.
dude, that'd be cool. I want to go there so bad. I really do. So yeah. By the way, if I did go to California, I have to fly, obviously. And I did go on a plane for the concert for the first time in my life since I was like a baby, pretty much. Like I went to New York when I was like a really little kid, like 2 or 3 years old, on a plane, and I don't remember that. So I got to experience an airplane for the first time in forever, and
Yeah.
Spirit Airlines, which is not really the best
Oh,
airline.
no.
Yeah, I just needed a cheap flight, so I was like, screw it,
Yeah.
whatever. It was okay. I was surprised at how much the plane tilts. I didn't know the plane tilted so much, especially on
I
takeoff
don't
and
think
stuff.
it's supposed to tilt that
Well, they
much.
had to wait. Well, okay, so when they go to land, obviously they had to tilt the plane to get it correctly, to land properly and whatnot. But no, for the most majority of the flight, it didn't tilt. Obviously, I'm talking about like the beginning of the flight and the end of the flight. Uh,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
but no, it was okay. I didn't mind it.
Yeah. Yeah, my trip to Pennsylvania, it's going to be interesting because that's the first time I ever traveled that far, and even then, it's the first time I've traveled without parents or family involved.
hmm
So it's gonna be weird.
Yeah. So like, wait. So what was the reason again?
To go to a football game
Oh yeah. Okay.
and to visit the city because I want to visit it too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it was interesting over there. I was in Philly and I went to the Rocky Steps, which was fun, but it was kind of a dirty, gross area. I ain't gonna lie. It wasn't the best area. Um, I had an Airbnb that was right by the concert venue, so that was convenient. But yeah, it was just
Yeah,
me and my sister. We flew over there. It was weird, like you said. We were there without our parents. It was very odd. Like we're in a totally different state right now. We don't have our parent. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Um,
Oh, she likes Paris too.
well, okay. So the reason she went with me is because a couple of years ago we saw Panic at the Disco over here. by where we live, because she was a huge
Yeah.
fan of them, and she wanted somebody to go with her. And I was like, hey, listen, I'll go with you if you go with me to like a para show or something in the future. Like we did like a trade basically. So that's what
Mhm.
happened. But no, I guess she likes them. I don't know. She doesn't really say, but yeah, it was a fun show. I got to meet Lingun and Brian, and I was a nervous
Oh,
wreck,
you met
dude.
them?
Oh yeah, you didn't see the picture? I posted the
No, I
picture.
didn't.
Yeah, I posted it on the community tab or whatever, and then I posted it on Instagram. But I know you're not on Instagram anymore. Um, dude, I was a nervous wreck. Oh my god, I was like shaking. Um, but no, they were so nice, and she remembered me from the
Oh, she did remember you. I was gonna ask
yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah. She remembered me. It was cool. I wanted to bring the mirror with me too, but I was kind of scared because TSA. What if they took it away or something? You know what I mean? Because I only brought my backpack with me. I didn't pay for luggage or anything. So I was gonna
Oh,
like put the mirror in my
the mirror.
backpack, and like it was gonna go through the X-ray. What if they saw it and just they took it away from me? I would have been freaking out. So I didn't bring it with me. Um, yeah, it was a fun show. Um, but yeah, I want them to come to Florida, dude. I don't know why they don't. It's really annoying. Fly to freaking Philadelphia.
Philadelphia.
Oh god.
Is it always sunny over there, by the way?
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Dude. Oh, it was so hot. Oh my god, I forgot to tell you that. It was freaking 96 degrees the day of the concert. We were standing outside the venue waiting to get in, the VIPs or whatever. Dude, we were
Mhm.
sweating our ass off. Like I was full of sweat when I got in there. It was disgusting. Ugh. Yeah, dude, it was really hot. I thought Florida was hot, dude. I don't know. Philadelphia summer is hotter. Jesus. Um.
Long post warning.
Oh, you're on Instagram?
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, I mean, if you don't want to say why, it's okay. But why did you deactivate your Instagram? I miss you on there. Um. Oh, by the way, did you notice I deleted all the memes? I took
Yeah, you
down.
did.
Yeah, because honestly, I was doing it for like 5 years straight, and honestly, I was just getting tired of it. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna
You don't
take
want to
off.
be
What happened?
you don't want to be Mr. Meme anymore. You want to
Oh,
be
Mr.
post meme.
Meme. Yeah, honestly, well, another reason too is because the likes started going down and people weren't like interested. I guess I don't know. It's just I just stopped doing it. I was like, you know what? I got tired of it. So um, I'll still post on there, but not as much anymore. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, they're not deleted. They're just archived. So, but
Oh,
yeah,
so you voted by mail. That's epic.
what happened?
You voted by mail. That's pretty epic.
Oh, you're looking at my old photos. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
no, I deleted. I needed. I don't know. I kind of got in that phase where I'm like, ugh, social media, you know.
yeah, hmm
And then, yeah,
yeah, I
I
feel
think I
you.
still have the memes though. Memes question mark.
Yeah, I had to
Or
put that
stolen.
for people who are like, where are they? Um,
Were people really like? Were people sad that you didn't have the memes anymore?
I mean, I haven't heard anything from anybody, but I mean, I don't know. I've still got
Yeah.
most of the people are still following me. I lost a few followers, but it's not that bad. Um,
No, you still have. uh, Dude, you still have like 26.9 thousand followers. How did that even how did that even happen? Like I
Honestly,
still
I,
don't.
I don't know if people agree with me. I think it's way easier to get followers on Instagram than it is to get subscribers. Because like subscribing, that's like a whole thing, if you ask me. Like I don't subscribe to like 1,000 channels, so like you know what I mean. But I'll follow 1,000 people on Instagram. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So I feel
Hmm.
like
Hmm.
people are more inclined to follow somebody on there because you can just scroll right past it. It's easy. Whereas YouTube, you don't want your subscription feed filled with a bunch of nonsense. I mean, that's just the way I see it. Um, but I don't know. I don't know how it happened. It just happened.
So when you met Paris, did you just plug Funko Street the entire time?
Dude.
Imagine you're like, hey, we'll have my time here. We'll watch this episode with me real quick. Tell me what you think.
Well, you know what's funny? I actually recorded like like I turned the voice memo thing on my phone. Like I recorded the conversation and I put my phone in my pocket, but it sounds so horrible. You can barely hear
Oh,
it.
dang.
Yeah. And I sound so nervous too. So it's like I don't even want to play. I
I
don't want
want
to
to
even
hear
show
that
people.
footage.
Dude, I was so freaking nervous. But no, they're very nice people. She signed my CD and she was on voice rest. You know what I mean? It's like she didn't want to talk too much to every VIP person before the concert because she didn't want to lose her voice before the show. So
Yeah.
she
She
didn't.
talked to you?
She was on vocal rest, so she didn't say anything. She had to nod her head and stuff like that. So I was like,
Oh, to talk.
yeah, she was on vocal rest, so she couldn't say anything. So Brian was doing most of the talking, but I showed her the picture on my phone of the mirror. I'm like, hey, you remember me? I'm that dude from South Florida with the mirror. She's like, oh yeah, yeah. Well, she didn't say it, but she nodded her head. She was like, yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah, they were very nice. It was very quick. It was like 30 seconds or something. Like, like do the quick photos. Can you sign my CD? And that was it.
And did you decide the pose that you were gonna be in? Did you ask them
Yeah, I
that?
was like, hey, you guys want to flex or whatever? And I guess I was too intimidating, so they didn't want to flex. I don't know. Um, like other people were doing different kinds of poses with them, but I don't know why they didn't want to flex with me. Maybe it wouldn't fit in the frame because I'm so swole. If we all
Oh yeah.
flexed.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, I was just like, yeah, can we flex or whatever? And yeah, I don't know. It was just weird. It was just
And
very
then you
quick.
did it, and they just started staring at you and just pointed at you.
Well, they didn't stare at me, but they just did that thing or whatever they're doing. I don't know. But I'm just glad to have a picture with them. It's so cool. Unfortunately, we're all wearing masks because of COVID, but whatever. I mean, I still got to meet them.
Yeah. That could be an episode of the podcast. Like, so I kind of killed Paris, like giving him COVID.
Oh, dude, could you imagine? Oh my God, dude, I would never get over that. Like, if I was
That'd be
responsible for
like,
that,
yeah.
dude.
that that'd be the next arc of the Poppin' Off podcast lore.
Oh, Lord. Um,
Having to hide it.
yeah, so it was a great show. They played a lot of cool songs. I surprisingly didn't lose my voice, even though I was screaming at the top of my lungs the whole time. I tried getting a Paris tattoo afterwards. There was a tattoo shop that wasn't far away. It was like a mile away, and I had called them like months in advance. Like, hey, I'm gonna be here on this night. I want to get the just the little logo tattooed on me, whatever. I'll pay whatever. I don't care. And they said
You're
they'd
like,
get back to
whoa.
me, and they never got back to me. I called them that night. I'm like, hey, can I come in to do it? And he's like, yeah, sure, come by. And we walked all the way over there. We walked a mile. We said, screw the Uber, let's just walk it because the Ubers add up. We did a lot of Ubering in Philly. Um, so we walked all the way over there, and the guy's like, sorry, the artist just left, and we're about to close soon. Sorry about that.
Uh,
So I was like, you got to be kidding me, dude.
how much
Uh,
do you think you spent on Ubers? Because I was wondering that. Like,
um, so we drove around to a couple places. Like we drove to the Rocky Steps. We drove around to
yeah.
get a Philly cheesesteak at this awesome place called Geno's Steaks, I think it's called.
Mhm.
Famous. We did a lot of Ubering back and forth, and it added up. I'm sure I spent at least like $100 on Ubers. Yeah, it's
Mhm.
pretty bad. Like we had to get Uber from the airport all the way to the Airbnb, which was,
Yeah.
and also on the way back. So it added up. Uh, but it was I would never do it again. I would never fly out of state for a concert ever again. But for the one instance that I did, it was a fun time. And yeah,
Yeah.
but
What if it was Shrek the Musical live, but it was in Hollywood?
Hollywood, Florida, maybe. Oh, speaking of Hollywood, Florida, I did see Bill Burr with my friends, and that was
Oh
really fun.
yeah.
Yeah, that was funny. He was hilarious. Um, ooh, excuse me, burp again right after. Um, that was fun. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, it wasn't like it wasn't spectacular, but I listen to his podcast all the time.
You're like, get funny.
No,
God.
no, no, I laughed out loud. Yeah, no, no, we laughed out loud a lot of times. It's just I listen to his podcast like so constantly. I'm kind of becoming numb to him. Like he's still funny. It's just I'm so used to his type of humor. So it's like I still laugh, but it's not as much as I want to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um,
And it's funny you mention that because I just the other day watched a Bill Burr movie. Well, a movie he's in.
which one?
The King of Staten Island.
Oh yeah, how'd you like that one?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I loved it.
Surprisingly good.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah, it was really good.
yeah. I was in New York when they were filming that, which is funny.
Did you see it? Like, did you see it being filmed?
Well, no, I think I mentioned in the unboxing, like Pete Davidson and I think John Mulaney and his wife, they were like at the Statue of Liberty the same day I went to the Statue of Liberty. Like that night, they went there, and like they posted the photo on Instagram, and I showed my sister. I'm like, look, we were just there. Holy crap! But no, I didn't see them filming. But they were there at the same time as we were, which is funny. Um, I don't know which firehouse they filmed at. I wish I did because we would have went there and probably saw it, but we didn't know. So I just knew Bill Burr was there filming something because I listened to his podcast. That's all I knew. So, and he had to grow a mustache and all that. He kept talking about the mustache. It was so funny. He's like, "Dude, I've had this mustache for months. I can't wait to shave it off." Um, yeah, but I love that movie. It's really funny. It has a great message too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder
Uh,
if we can get Pete Davidson to the podcast to talk about.
Probably getting killed in Suicide Squad like so fast. Oh
Probably.
yeah, did you see
Oh
Suicide Squad?
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
another one. Yeah,
Because we thought the same thing.
so many
Yeah, dude.
things.
I think it's my favorite movie of the year so far.
I agree with you 100%.
I loved everything. Like, dude, it's so good.
Yeah.
Like as soon as I walked out of it, I'm like, yep, tomorrow I need to watch that again on HBO Max. So I purposely bought a subscription to HBO Max just to watch it again. Um, and like I just cannot wait for the 4K to come out.
Hmm.
The soundtrack is really good, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't think it's as good as Guardians, but it's good.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, the violence is awesome. Uh, I like every character. Like
Yeah.
that's something certain characters you might like more than others, but I like every single one. I thought was really cool and interesting.
Yeah, it's like I think I mentioned in my review, I'm like, I wish I could pick a standout, but everybody's a standout. Like the
Yeah.
entire ensemble is amazing.
Although one thing I predicted, I was hoping Weasel would live, and he did.
Oh my God, Weasel. You know, he said also TDK is alive apparently. James Gunn was like, yeah, dude, he didn't
Yeah.
die. Only his arms got destroyed or whatever. So that's something, I guess. I don't know. But man, I cannot wait to see what else, I'm sure they're going to do a sequel. I mean, they're doing the Peacemaker show, which I will watch, but I hope they do like another one with James Gunn. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love that movie. 10 out of 10, absolutely. Um, oh yeah. You emailed me that you saw Malignant. How was that?
Dude, dude, oh my god, you gotta watch it. Like you
Yeah?
have to, even despite how late it is, you have to do a review on it because I'm so interested to see what you have to say about it. But I feel like you would adore it. Like I feel like it's right up your alley because it was right up mine too. Like it's so, it's a horror action drama. Like what the hell? Like, and it has like, oh, dude. I don't I don't even know like I liked it, but I don't know why. Like I really, really liked it, but
Huh.
I can't even explain to you like it's the most bizarre, crazy, like what type of movie like
Hmm.
ever. Like I've ever seen. Like I as soon as I walked out of the theater, I'm like, I need this on physical media, like
Really?
now. Yeah.
Okay, so I had a few reservations about this movie. First of all, I love James Wan. Even though I shit on Aquaman, I love James Wan. I think he's awesome.
Yeah, and I'm not even like a massive James Wan stan. Like Furious 7, I thought, it's Furious 7. Aquaman, I didn't love. Insidious, I didn't really care for. I haven't seen The Conjuring, but I really liked the first Saw movie.
Hmm.
So I'm not like a massive James Wan fan, but this one might have done it for me. Like, and
Yeah,
but
so
continue.
a lot of the reviews were like saying, "Oh, it's terrible, it's horrible." But then I saw Chris Stuckman's video. If I don't know if you saw it, but he's like, "Dude, *Malignant* is like something I've been
Yeah,
waiting
I did.
for. Like it's a tribute to B movies, and it's like it's supposed to not be taken seriously, or whatever." But I also saw your favorite channel, Red Letter Media. They did a video on it.
Oh God.
I could only watch the first few minutes because the rest of the video is like spoilers, so I clicked off it. But they said this movie is like terrible or whatever, so I was like, oh, so it might not be good. I don't know. So I will try to see it somehow. I do have a thing on my Amazon Fire Stick where I can illegally watch it, which I might.
And on HBO Max too.
Yeah, because it's on HBO Max. So when I do watch it illegally, which I probably will, it will be in high quality because it's on HBO Max. So I
Yeah, at
probably
first I
will.
was like, maybe I'll just watch it on there, but I was like, you know what? I kind of want to see this in theaters. I have never seen like a proper traditional movie in theaters. So I went and I could still say I haven't. It's weird because not without getting into spoilers, it starts out as like a traditional kind of regular horror movie. It
Hmm.
has those aspects, whatever, and then it moves on to like a drama, and then it turns on to a crazy action movie. And like at first, the last 5 minutes, I'm like, okay, this is incredibly cheesy. But then I realized afterwards, after watching the interviews, that that was kind of the point.
Yeah.
So like, I still liked it a little bit more, like the ending, but it's still like incredibly cheesy, and it starts off kind of cheesy too. But the whole like meat of the movie, it's incredible. Like how it's shot, the music, dude, like the killer, like it's like a slasher too. That stuff is awesome,
Oh, okay.
and the action is crazy. Like, dude, like there's this climactic point in the movie where stuff starts to get crazy. Dude, it is insane. Um, like you just it's disgusting, but also cool and like really well shot. And man, it is off the wall. And even like the middle section of it too. Like I've heard people like, could be like, if you don't. really like you won't get it or like it until like the ending. But I was like fully invested in. I really liked the story. I liked the characters. How like
Hmm.
how everything's kind of unfolding and like it still has those like cool kind of scary well, slasher moments like in between stuff, which was really well done. But dude, I can't recommend it enough. I really think you would like it.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna watch it. Probably legally. And next time we do the podcast, we'll talk about it for sure. Okay. Um,
Yeah.
wow, that's a great recommendation right there. And by the way, are you gonna see Halloween Kills in theaters? Because you said
Oh,
you.
for sure.
Okay. Okay.
I don't like it's not even a question.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Uh,
one of my most anticipated for the rest of the year, other than Spider Man.
yeah. There was a new trailer today too. I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
watched it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, they take off the masks and it's just like someone stupid. Like I
mhm.
don't know.
Well, the dude who plays him, I think there's like behind the scenes photos of what Michael, like what he looks like with the makeup. Like you can actually see like what he looks like. James Jude Courtney, I think is his name.
Mhm.
You can actually like look up photos. It's pretty disturbing, but yeah, you can actually see what he
I
looks
hope they
like.
take off the mask and it's Tobey Maguire.
Dude, what if that happened? Oh
He
my
starts
god.
like screaming like on the top of his lungs like he always does.
Yeah. Spider-Man
That'd be
2 at the end when he's like, "Ah!" like that.
yeah.
Dude, what would happen? What would people in the audience just everyone would just have their jaw dropped? I mean,
Yeah, it'd be the greatest reveal of all time. I mean automatically.
dude. Oh my god. What if it's just Mike Myers underneath the Michael Myers
Mike
mask?
Myers.
Yeah, baby. Uh, oh, dude. Uh,
It turns like to like a fourth wall scream type of scenario thing.
you know what I just thought about? Like people have always said they should make Austin Powers 4. Dude, they can't make Austin Powers today. That wouldn't happen. You know what I mean? They wouldn't make those movies today in this
Well,
culture.
they could, but
Yeah,
it
but
would.
it wouldn't be the same. They couldn't do that today, bro. They couldn't.
I know because they still do Dave Chappelle comedy specials, and those are still really popular.
Yeah, but Austin Powers is like super ridiculous, super,
I guess
just
it kind of goes back to our old conversation we had, where it's about like parody movies, and now it's pretty much been a dead type of thing.
yeah. Um,
Oh, speaking of parodies, the thing that popped up in my head was Vampire Suck, but which is a parody of what I consider one of the greatest sagas of all time. Like I became a massive stan
oh, Twilight, right?
of Twilight.
Yeah.
Dude, I finished all of the movies. Like over
Uh,
that 3 month period
oh
we were
God.
gone, I finished all of them, and I became a massive Twilight fan.
Oh
Like,
boy.
dude, like I honestly think I like the Twilight Saga more than I like Harry Potter. I'm not even joking.
Dude, really?
I kid you not.
Wow.
I got so much more invested and like emotional in the climax of Twilight than I did with Harry Potter.
Dude, you gotta be kidding me. Well, did you grow up with Harry Potter? You like your whole
Yeah,
life? Oh, you did?
yeah, yeah.
Really?
More than I did
Wow.
with Twilight. I saw like two Twilight movies when I was younger, but like I grew up around Harry Potter. I mean, I didn't finish. I didn't really watch them.
Hmm.
Like I knew different stuff was happening, and I saw a couple of the things a little bit. But like I said, last year I fully kind of rewatched all of them, and even recently, like I finally finished all the Harry Potter movies. I watched Deathly Hallows Part Two finally,
Hmm.
so we can talk about it now. Yeah, Harry Potter was pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
Deadly Hallows Part 2 is like so action packed and crazy.
yeah.
The only
Although I still think I prefer Part One. If I'm being
Yeah, you
honest.
know what's weird too? When I did that ranking, I rewatched all the movies again. And I was like, man, I really liked part one a lot this time. I
Yeah,
don't know why. Like when I watched it back in the day, I didn't, like it that much. But dude, I might like it better than part two. Like you, yeah. It's weird.
yeah. Like
Uh,
the whole on the run stuff, and like it was a
yeah,
lot more. Dude, it was cool.
yeah. Because like when it came out, people were like, oh, you don't need to split it into two movies. That's like, because like they split The Hobbit into three movies. People were mad about that. But like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think part one is just a better movie, like
Yeah.
overall. I don't know.
Hmm.
Don't get me wrong though, part two is amazing, but
Yeah, the whole like that one take where they're running through all the chaos happening. That was like
yeah, yeah.
cool.
But no, I'm just surprised, dude. Like people are gonna be so like shocked that you like Twilight Saga more than Harry Potter. That's so crazy.
Yeah, like I get like dude, massive Harry Potter fan. Like I own all the movies. I own a wand. I went to the Wizarding
Oh, I
World.
have a wand too now.
Yeah. I got the merch, but dude, Twilight just hit on a different level.
Wow.
Like man, I honestly want to get a shirt. Um,
Uh,
I listened to the soundtrack. I've watched it. Like dude, I I'm a I'm a Twilight fanboy now.
I mean, I love our boy Robert Pattinson, obviously. Good,
Oh yeah, the
yeah.
Batman himself.
The Lighthouse, Good Time, all that. I love him, but like, I don't know if I'm gonna like the Twilight movies if I watch them. That's pretty funny. Uh, yeah. So how? By the way, the wand I bought, I don't know about you, it was $60 for a piece of plastic. How much is yours?
I got the interactive one, the one that does everything, and that was only like $30.
Really? I think mine's interactive too. It has a thing in it, and yeah, it was like $60.
Dude,
So,
what's up with Florida? Why are they trying to bamboozle
dude,
you
I don't know,
for?
but I got the Sirius Black wand. Whose do you have?
Oh, I got the custom one where it's like not as specific characters.
Oh, I see.
Like it's the one where it's like you can see like what best matches you and your personality. Oh, shit, what best matches you and your personality. So I think it was like the Birchwood or something. I don't know. I have to look at it again, but I have all the box and all the
Yeah.
map, whatever. And I shot fire when I was at the Wizarding World.
Oh,
I used
cool.
to do that.
Yeah, so like I bought it outside of the theme park, like at the City Walk area where they have stores and stuff. I bought it there
Yeah.
because when I was with my friends in Orlando, we would have went into the theme park, but I'm actually gonna call him out here. My friend Rob is not a fan of rides and stuff, so he didn't want to buy a ticket, spend the money on it. So we didn't go in the theme parks. But we still went over there and had fun. Um, yeah, but he's just not a fan of rides, so he didn't want to spend the hundred something dollars to go in. I have an annual pass, so I would have just went in anyways. But and it's funny too. I went in there to get them butter beers because I really wanted my friends to drink it. They never had it before, so I literally took my annual pass. I ran to the very back end of the park, grabbed 4 butter beers. I couldn't fit them in my hand, so I had to chug mine. And there was no cup holders, unfortunately. So I had to walk with 3 butter beers and balance them in my hands. I had to walk super fast across the park and go bring it to them. It was so funny. Um, but yeah, uh, I wish we could have went in there and went on all the rides together, but unfortunately, we didn't. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I'd love to go on rides with you though. You like rides, right? Like you go on
Yeah.
any ride?
I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know if I could. I think the only one I could not do are those crazy big drop rides. Other
Oh,
than the
okay.
ones at Disneyland, I cannot like just sit there and just fall. I don't know. I have to be like pressured or hyped up enough, I guess. But
Yeah.
uh, yeah, I don't like. I could do most. I'll be super anxious and be super anti until I'm actually on the ride.
Well, the Guardians one that used to be the Tower of
Tower of
Terror,
Terror.
that's a drop ride technically, but that one's not too bad, right? Like you can handle that one.
Well, yeah, because it's all dark. You don't see the outside,
Right.
which I think is the problem for
Mhm.
me. But you also, you have the music going, you have screens there.
Yeah.
Um, it's honestly my favorite ride at Disneyland.
Okay, so you can do that kind of drop ride then. Okay. Yeah, I feel you. I understand the drop ride mentality because we have one, the Doctor Doom ride here.
Yeah,
It shoots you up. It doesn't shoot you down. It shoots you up, and I totally get it. I'm like, dude, what if this thing like just flies all the way off and we go flying? Like, you know what I mean? But no, I get that mentality. The drop
yeah,
ride's kind of
and
scary.
for example, at Six Flags, they have that, yeah. Like for example, at Six Flags, they have the Superman one, I think it is, or or no, the Lex Luthor drop of Doom, where it shoots you up and just drops you. And I could not, I don't think I honestly don't think I could do that one. Like that's the one I can't.
Okay.
I can't
Yeah.
do that.
All right.
But like
So
roller coasters, I think yeah, for the most part, most of them I can do.
okay, cool. Yeah. So like one day, if I'm ever in California, you're ever in Florida, we're definitely gonna go to a theme park and have some fun because I love theme parks.
Yeah, I'm a big
Um,
theme park guy.
yeah, I want to do horror nights this year.
Ugh,
Again, my friends are kind of
dude.
cheap
Ugh.
about it, but oh, you don't like horror nights?
No, I don't like
The scary.
scary makeup and stuff.
Oh, I love
It's
it. I'm
bleh.
weird. I love all that stuff. It's mostly because of the merchandise. The merchandise this year is really cool because it's the
Oh
30th
yeah.
anniversary. Yeah. Um,
I'm a big baby when it comes to scary stuff.
yeah.
Like I barely started getting to the horror scene.
Yeah,
So
I mean, I
once
don't
you
blame.
know,
I get it though. Like I get scared too at the haunted house stuff. Like sometimes I'll get scared still, but it's still fun to me. Like especially if you're with
I think
people.
I think the ones I'd go into were like the cool kind of tame, but like based off like a franchise. So like if there's like a Halloween one, I'd probably go into that one.
Yeah, they have a
Um,
Halloween 4
Halloween
one.
4.
Yeah. Hmm.
Although I wish they would have brought it back because I would have been if I ever went. It's the Shining one is really
Oh,
cool.
I went to that one in 2017. I went to that Horror Nights. They had The Shining, they had Ash vs Evil Dead, and I think they had American Horror Story. And I did
Yeah.
The Shining one. It was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. It was really
Because I don't
detailed.
think I get scared by a bunch of people just jumping at me dressed as Jack Nicholson.
Right. But if
I
you know
I
the
don't.
movie, yeah, if you know the movie though, because like they
It's cool.
actually recreate the maze and
Yeah.
everything, dude, it's crazy. Yeah. Um, and also they did House of a Thousand Corpses when I went in 2019, and that one was super detailed too. It was like everything was
Mm,
right out the movie.
yeah.
Um,
Although here, I don't know if they have it. I don't even think you have it over there. But we have a place called Knott's Berry Farm over here.
oh yeah, we don't have that. You have Not Scary
Yeah.
Farm, right? This
Yeah.
Halloween.
I from the footage I've seen, I think that one is a lot scarier than the
Yeah.
Universal one.
Hmm.
So I think if I were to go to one, I'd go the Disneyland one and then the Universal.
Disney Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party.
Yeah. Just so they can go because they always theme it after Nightmare Before Christmas and
Yeah.
Halloween,
Hmm.
which I like. I love. That's one of my favorite movies, so I want to go on that one.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't have to do horror nights together, but I definitely like want to go on rides and stuff. That would be so fun.
Yeah,
But yeah, it'll happen one day. I'm sure of it. Uh,
yeah. And 2049, I'm going to
dude,
Blade Runner ride.
in 2049, I'm going to be 28 plus 20. Well, actually, let me do quick math. 53. I'll be 53 years old, dude. I'm gonna be an old man.
Dude,
Oh my god,
it doesn't even seem like it's that far, but we're gonna be like 50 something.
dude, I don't want to
It's
think about
weird.
that. I was just thinking about that earlier. I mean, dude, I'm gonna be 30 soon. Like, oh my god, like
Oh my
how?
god, you
Yeah,
old bastard.
dude, I'm old bastard. Yeah, I'm gonna be 26 in January, so it's like,
Yeah, I'm not gonna be 20 till next year, so
dude,
I'm kind of
dude,
good.
I don't know how your age works. We've been over this so many times. I still can't believe
Yeah,
you're not like 20 already. Like, what
yeah,
even?
no, yeah. I'm not even 19 yet. That's not until next month.
Stop it,
So I kid you not, dude. I turn 19 next month. I'm still 18.
dude. Get out of here. I thought you were,
Yeah.
dude. You got to be kidding me.
No,
Oh my
no.
god. Dude, we had that
I know.
conversation. You were like 16 for like 5 years or something. Like, how does your
Yeah.
age work? I don't get it. Oh my god.
And I always tell myself every time someone asks my age, I always like think I'm like the age above, but I know I'm not. So yeah, I don't. I think I'm gonna be the next Paul Rudd. Like I'm just not gonna age.
Yeah, you definitely age slower. Like something's weird.
So,
It's something's weird.
yeah, I don't know why you thought I was 16 for like a good
Dude,
three or
you
four
were
years.
in my mind. You were 16 for like 5 years or something. It was crazy. Dude, I
Yeah.
still can't believe you're only 18. What is life? Like,
How old are you? You're like 25.
yeah, I'm 25. Yeah, I'll be
Cool.
26 soon. Yeah, I'm old.
It's all right though. I'll be 19 soon, so we'll be kind of closer.
Yeah, dude, I've got
Same
almost
field.
7 years on you. That's crazy. Like, what even?
Yeah, but
Um,
we both did watch Courage the Cowardly Dog as kids. We're the same.
Yeah, you know what's funny? I showed somebody at work my Courage tattoo, and he's like young. He's like, I think he's still in high school, and he knows who Courage is. I'm like, yeah, you know who this is? He's like, yeah, I do. I'm like, oh, awesome. There's people who don't know who he is, which makes me sad. But oh, by the way, they released that Courage Scooby Doo movie. I don't know if you saw
Oh
it.
yeah.
Did you see it?
No, I didn't. Did you?
No, I heard it was good though. I want to check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I recently bought Coraline because it re-released on Blu-ray because it was like a hard Blu-ray to get.
Oh yeah, that new
I
slipcover
picked it
one,
up.
right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Which it wasn't supposed to come out till like the 23rd, I think, or something like that, or tomorrow. But I
Oh,
got it. But I got it like 2 weeks ago.
you know what comes out tomorrow?
What?
F9.
Dude.
F9. Yeah.
Fine.
It shipped today via UPS, which means it won't get here till like midnight
Yeah,
tomorrow.
as someone who works at UPS, don't expect it for another 2 weeks.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and I was gonna ask you too. So you work at UPS and the grocery store?
No, I don't work at UPS anymore. As soon
Okay,
as I quit that, I worked at a grocery store
got
because I
you.
couldn't take it over there. They were like, for what I was getting paid and the amount of like treatment I was getting over there, it
Hmm.
was not worth it, honestly.
Yeah, because when you
Yeah,
said grocery store, I was like, oh, I thought you were UPS because that was the whole crazy schedule was UPS. But
yeah, and then I got to a different place,
oh,
and
okay,
like, even crazier
yeah.
because
So
everyone's quitting, so they never have like an exact schedule for people.
got you. Yeah.
Yeah. So I picked up Coraline recently. I can't wait. I haven't seen it in such a long time.
I didn't know the Blu-ray was rare. My sister has the Blu-ray of it. I didn't know it was
Oh
rare.
yeah, it's rare. It's
Oh,
hard to
okay.
get. Like the only one you can get now is like before this was the 3D version, and that was just the 3D disc, and that's even then was like almost $40.
Hmm.
Yeah, but oh yeah, I also picked up a Quiet Place Part Two on 4K.
Did you watch it?
I watched it in theaters when it came out, like the day it came out. It
Oh,
was
how'd you like it?
incredibly good. I told you we reviewed it on the podcast.
Sorry, it's been 3 months since the last episode, so I forget what we've. I was like, wait, did Quiet Place come out between the hiatus or not? Like I forgot. Um,
Yeah, no, it's good.
yeah, I saw it too. It was really good. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know if they're gonna do a
and
third one. I hope they do.
obviously Spiral. That picked that one up on Blu-ray.
Yeah,
It's I can see people get their fingers ripped off in 1080p.
or 4K. Caught in 8K.
Yeah, like Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Chris Rock got COVID yesterday.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I
Yeah,
saw that.
wild.
Sad.
Yeah. I'm looking up the. By the way, I just downloaded iOS 15, and I didn't know the browser is at the bottom now. Like you put in the address on the bottom instead of the top. This is so
What?
weird. Yeah, dude, this is wild. Like I'm on Blu-ray.com looking up Coraline to see how much it is, and
Hmm.
yeah, like it's at the bottom. Can I switch this? I want to fix this. This is so weird. They
Do you have
changed.
good emojis now?
Oh yeah, did they add any new emojis? Let me see. I'm curious about that.
You should pick up the Emoji Movie on 4K if
Oh
you ever
god,
want.
dude, caught in 4K. If
Yeah.
somebody gives it to me for free, I'll take it, but I will not pay a penny for that movie. Oh my god. Um, let's check out the emojis. Oh, there's some new ones. I see. Oh no, wait, maybe that's old. I see a Eugene Levy looking emoji with mustache and eyebrows.
Oh.
Um, I don't know. There's a lot of weird ones. There's a heart emoji that's actually like a beating heart. There's a lung emoji, like a set of lungs. Like what, dude? This is so weird. Um, okay. I don't know. But yeah, iOS 15 is looking weird so far. Um, yeah. So anything else that came out recently? I'm trying to think. What came out? That Clint Eastwood movie. I did a review on that. I liked it. It was okay. Uh, yeah. I
What else
don't know.
comes out this year?
Trying to think what came out in the last 3 months that we missed.
Oh,
um, I don't know. I'm drawing a blank. Uh,
well, did you finish your Wes Anderson?
oh yeah, that's another thing. I totally just because I guess because of the podcast, I just totally just didn't continue. I need to continue because French Dispatch. They played a trailer for it in front of the Clint Eastwood movie,
Oh,
and
did they?
I saw the trailer in theaters. It was so cool because they formatted it to like tiny. It was like I don't know how to explain it, but it was like really tiny on the screen. It looked so cool. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
that movie looks so funny and crazy.
Hmm. Hmm.
But yeah, let me try to recall what came out in the last few months. Um, but I'm looking forward to F9 showing up in the mail tomorrow, and maybe using the fork on it. Um, let's see, Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. That was a thing I bought, or I didn't buy. They sent it to me. It was
Which one?
okay. The second one with Ryan Reynolds, the Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard or
Oh,
whatever.
you watched it?
Yeah, it was all right. I like the
Oh,
first one better.
I was gonna say Free Guy came out.
Oh yeah, I didn't see it though, but I heard about the cameos and
I
stuff.
really like it.
Okay. And let's see. Um,
Boss Baby 2 came out. It's good.
I'll take your word for that one. Um,
Oh, I watched Old recently too.
oh, that's another divisive one people had. What'd you think about it?
Ass.
Really? Uh,
It's so disappointing. Like the whole movie, it makes no sense. It's the pacing is fucking awful. Like
oh
the
God.
pacing is so bad, and things just happen, and the editing sucks, and you don't know what's going on, and everything just like everything seems like it's like a dream sequence, but it's not. And the ending is kind of stupid, and the whole movie you're just like, what? Like that happens, and then like the acting is off. Like you're like, shouldn't you be reacting differently to this? Like this tragic thing that just happened. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, and then just like cuts and like, does a bunch of different other weird stuff.
Oh
It sucks.
no.
I'm gonna be honest. It sucks.
Oh no. Because I already pre-ordered the Steelbook a while back, so
Oh
yeah.
no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, did you pre-order Suicide Squad Steelbook? Because I think it's sold out already.
No, I haven't yet.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Um,
Yeah, I like it more than I think the standard one looks.
yeah. By the way, there's this weird thing going on with Warner Brothers. Aside from the Snyder Cut stuff, so apparently they don't want their toys to have guns. Did you hear about this?
No.
Okay, so when I was reviewing all the Funko Pops for Suicide Squad, I was like, why do none of these pops have guns or anything? Like none of them have anything. Like Harley's got the javelin and stuff, which is cool, but none of them are holding like any sort of weapon. You think Bloodsport would have a gun? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Peacemaker, like come on.
Peacemaker.
And people in the comments were saying something about Warner Brothers doesn't want their toys to have guns, and it's true apparently because like even like the action figures, none of them have guns. Like they have swords and stuff. Um, and apparently, if you look at the Blu-ray artwork for like Suicide Squad, none of them are holding guns either. It's like they edited out the guns. It's so weird. Like
That's so odd.
yeah, like if you pull up the cover, it's the theatrical poster. It's the same artwork, but they edited out the guns. It's really bizarre. Dude, the movie's rated R and it's crazy. Like why would you not put the gun? I don't get it. Like the toys, I guess I understand cuz
Because
kids,
it's for kids, yeah.
but like what? Dude, I don't understand how censorship works like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Warner Brothers is
Although
freaking wild.
I feel like they're letting guys show their dicks more in movies.
Yeah, which is
That's
very
something I've noticed.
interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, trying to see what's coming out soon that I have pre-ordered. Besides Old, which was a mistake apparently. Uh,
You're gonna watch it and you'll be like, what did I what? Oh, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna end up getting it on Blu-ray too.
oh, okay. How's your collection, by the way? Is it like crazy now?
No, I haven't really made a bunch of significant changes since the last time we talked. I've been kind of saving. So like I've just been getting the new releases when I can really.
Yeah.
Except for like a couple things that I really want, like Coraline, for example. Like I know it was harder to get, so that's why I went and got it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and I gotta say, the thing on 4K is beautiful. That is highly recommended. It looks so good.
I just can't wait for you to unbox Boss Baby too. That's the video I'm looking forward to the most.
Yeah, it's unfortunate you couldn't get the Target exclusive because I went to Target the other day and they had so many. I was like, man, I wish Aaron could have this.
Yeah, no, you should have gotten it.
And just like sent it to you.
No, you should have unboxed it yourself.
Oh God. Um,
Why? Why haven't you unboxed it yet?
oh God, the Boss Baby, dude. They like have a Boss Baby character now at Universal, like the costume. Have you seen it?
No, I would give him a big hug.
Dude,
though.
it's terrifying. It's like a giant baby with a giant head.
And
Dude, it's terrifying. You have to see it.
looks like I'm sitting here waiting for the unboxing of the Boss Baby 2 Tyler Mitchell notification to pop up.
I think you're gonna be
Okay.
waiting. I think you're gonna be disappointed for a while.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
No, I mean like permanently.
Why? But it'll make a good addition to your collection. Though.
I'm not General Grievous. I can't have 50,000 lightsabers.
Yeah, but it's not just any lightsaber.
Yeah.
It's the lightsaber.
I mean, honestly, dude, if I had infinite space, I would probably buy the movie. I just don't have any space, and if I was like filthy rich, you know what I mean? Like I would just, yeah, I would buy
Here's
it.
what you can do. Here's what you can do. Okay, listen here. So when Old comes out,
I'll throw it in the garbage.
after you watch it, just give it a ROM, and then you can just replace it with the Boss Baby.
Okay. Oh my God, Boss Baby, dude.
And make a good plot for the Shrek Strikes Back.
Shrek Strikes Back. Involve the Boss Baby, another DreamWorks property.
Yeah, could become more meme than him.
Yeah. So, yeah, and then I also saw A24. I saw The Green Knight in theaters.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you how was that.
It's a mixed bag for me. Okay, so a lot
I
of
heard there's a cum shot.
I mean, okay, aesthetic wise, it's yeah, there was a cum shot. It's literally it just might be better than Blade Runner 2049 in terms of aesthetics. Like it's that good looking. It's that
He
well
was directed
shot.
by the guy who made A Ghost Story.
Yes.
I mean, that movie was visually, man.
Yeah, the aesthetics are insane. But the actual movie, I liked it, but I didn't love it, unfortunately. I wanted to love it. I think I probably had too high of an expectation. Maybe that's why. But I need to rewatch it. It's coming out in 4K, which is awesome. I love that because A24 doesn't typically do 4Ks, but this one deserves one.
Yeah.
So when I have the movie and rewatch it a bunch of times, I'll give a updated review, I guess. But I really liked it. But I don't know. There's a lot of slow parts, and I mean slow, even for me.
Really?
Yeah, but it's really well done. I will say that. But yeah, you should definitely watch it though, because obviously we're A24 shitheads. So
Yeah. Yeah.
did you see the Lamb trailer, by the way? That movie they're doing?
No, but did you see the trailer for Pig with Nicolas Cage?
No, I haven't. That's supposed to be interesting. Um, dude, the
They
lamp.
like making animals like a big part of the A24 story. They should make a spin-off of the seagull that gets eviscerated in the lighthouse.
Seagull spinoff when. Um, I didn't know Pig was an A24 movie. I might have missed that.
Yeah.
I also saw Zola, which was really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it
Uh,
literally like your regular everyday life being a Florida person?
dude, it's like so. Okay, the movie takes place in Tampa, which I've been to Tampa for Busch Gardens, but that's it. Like I don't. That's more north from here, and I've never really spent time in Tampa. But from what from what I've heard from people, that is spot on. So uh, it's pretty funny. Yeah, there's some interesting characters in that movie. Um, yeah, it's a wild movie. It's not super wild, but it's pretty wild. I'm trying to find Pig here on Wikipedia. I guess it doesn't have an article. Trying to see if it's an A24 movie. Okay, Pig. Um, Okay, let's see here. Pig is not an A24 movie. It is made by whoever Neon is. Who's Neon? I have no idea. Okay, but no, they're making a movie called Lamb, and it looks kind of crazy. Highly recommend that trailer. Um, but yeah, I think that's about. I don't know. Is that everything in the last 3 months that we
I think so, yeah.
um
I think that's the perfect catch up.
yeah, perfect mustard. Um,
Yeah.
just the subtle ew. Yeah, Criterion's releasing Uncut Gems in 4K, which I'm just when I have that in my hands, I'm just gonna explode.
Alright,
Um,
so you can hear Adam Sandler talk about himself releasing in Dolby Atmos.
dude. Yeah, that's cool. That Criterion's doing 4Ks now. They're gonna do
Yeah,
4K.
if they ever release the Lighthouse in Criterion 4K, that's an automatic buy for
Oh
me.
yeah, yeah. But now they've crossed over with A24, so it's a possibility. I mean,
I know, that's what I'm saying. That'd be like the greatest thing of all time.
yeah. Um, yeah, that movie deserves a 4K, absolutely. So, but that might be it. I guess that probably wraps this one up. How long have we been talking already? Uh,
Almost 3 hours.
really? Was
I
it?
think
It's
so.
like
Or like 2
5:30.
hours.
We started at like 3 something. Yeah, a little over 2 hours. Wow. I knew it would be a long one.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah. So you think next Monday we could probably do this again?
Hopefully. I'll let you know though.
Okay.
So what happens next? Hmm. Maybe when Venom comes out, we can talk about it. Or if you watch Malignant by the time, we can talk
Oh no,
about
I
it.
could definitely
'Cause-
watch *Malignant* by then. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So we have plenty to talk about. Or I'll think of some stupid stuff to talk about.
Yeah, because I can pretty much like I just do Uber right now, so I'm pretty much have all the free time ever. Like I just do that whenever I feel like it. So whenever you
Yeah,
want to
plenty
do
of
it,
time to watch The Boss Baby 2.
plenty of time to avoid Boss Baby 2.
Excuse me?
I mean love Boss Baby 2. Um,
That's what I thought.
looks like you're Team Shrek on this one. You want Shrek to kill me probably. Who are you, Team Shrek or Team Tyler? Um,
Yeah, Shrek becomes the CEO of DreamWorks and wants you to watch The Boss Baby 2, so he tries killing you.
I'm really wondering how ambitious I should make Shrek Strikes Back. Like, how big of a video should it be? Because,
Just you and Shrek in a car going to pick up The Boss Baby 2 4K.
dude, that should be the post-credit scene.
Yeah.
Um, oh my god, dude. I mean, yeah. The last Shrek thing was attached to a Steelbook unboxing, so I don't know how many people are going to be interested in watching this, but I will try to be ambitious with this project. I am writing a script, and it's going to be fun. But
Was it gonna be better than the Cat in the Hat rap
dude,
video?
I should involve Cat in the Hat somehow. Um, just buy a Cat in the Hat plush. You'll team up and yeah. But yeah, that might wrap it up for this one.
Okay.
So yeah, everybody listening, thank you. If you listen to this whole thing, you deserve a cookie with Shrek screen flavor on top. But yeah, thanks for listening, and I'm Tyler.
I am the biggest Boss Baby 2 advocate in probably the entire continent. And if you don't go and buy it, well then the world probably will end. So yeah. Oh yeah, also I'm Aaron.
How do you fit all that on your name tag? And we just popped off.
We just Boss Babied off.
Yeah, that too.